right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of your show. That's right, it's the Kickout Crew. And boy, do we have some fun things planned today. But before we get there, want to give a shout out to last week. Obviously, we became humble, and we're over our Hollywood batch episode. And we're back to just being us, discussing things. I want to thank everybody for listening last week. I thought it was probably one of our funniest shows. And that's because I talked a lot. Boom. But no, I'm kidding. But yeah, just want to welcome everybody to the show. Thank you for all the support. Like and follow and subscribe on YouTube. And please follow us on Twitter. And if you like our show, be a friend and tell a friend. That being said, I've rambled enough. So I guess we're going to go to Brad next. So Brad, what you got this week?
Well, let's start with this. That's just for the air quality in the Northeast right now. Ba-boom. Anyway, funny story. Went out to lunch again at the Hibachi. And no, I don't remember if you remember the last story about the Hibachi. There was that annoying guy there with his daughter that didn't want the fire, that was telling people how to eat the steak. Guess what? Haven't been there in 6 months. Go sit down with my friend. The same guy's at our table. What the living hell? So again, the little girl's like, can we please have no big fire, no volcanoes? I'm like, dude, can you please go somewhere else to eat? Your daughter does not want to eat here. All right. And he's dad of the year, dad of the year. Like every little thing she does, it's bullshit. It's a bullshit dad of the year stuff. You can tell it's fake. And guess what? Same thing as last time. Someone ordered a well-done steak at the table. God forbid someone orders something they want to eat. Listen, I don't like well-done steak, but I'm not going to insult you. So he's just telling about how he was a chef. How do you cook it with the thermometer? Dude, nobody wants to talk to you. He's hitting on this guy's wife. And the other guy's like, you know what? Go ahead, because you're not getting anywhere, pal.
Did he do the figure,
What?
How you cook a steak is that was awesome audio right there. How you cook a steak is make the zero circle with your finger and thumb, and that's like was it medium rare, then like medium well done,
something like that.
Whatever. I've mentioned it before, probably butchered it both times, but yeah. Go ahead.
So I can't tell you how much I ignore this guy at the table. Like I don't even want to look at him. I don't even look to the left. I'm just trying to talk to my buddy the whole time, and as we're leaving, the guy goes, "Hey, have a good day, pal." I'm like, no, not even selling it. Just walked right the hell out. Not interested. If you're here next time, I'm moving. By the way, I actually saw them come in, and the little girl said she didn't want to eat at the hibachi. She wanted to eat in the other room. What is he doing? She is scared of the fire. She's
I thought it was dad of the year.
He thinks so. He puts on a big show. He's one of these guys that has to put on a big show. You know the type. Anyway, that's all I had for that. But I do want to give a shout out. We lost one of the great wrestlers. We lost the Iron Sheik. As a kid that watched in the 80s, he was a big part of my childhood fandom. He was the champion that Hulk Hogan beat. Also, when I was a kid, he was a tag team with Nikolai Volkov, which was a big part of my fandom. So I know he's been sick a long time, and rest in peace to the Iron Sheik.
The sickest Twitter follow of all time.
Yeah,
of all time.
Hopefully, someone keeps that up.
For real.
I know. Between him, who's worse, him or Marty Jannetty?
Okay, see, the Sheik is awesome. Marty Jannetty's is a little,
I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, that's all I had this week. Back to you, James.
What are you gonna say, Mike? It's your show.
So you get on there every now and then, and just on his Twitter, it's like, "Fuck you, Hulk Hogan."
It's always in full caps too. That was the best
part. Yeah.
Oh God,
I hate Monday like I hate Hulk Hogan. Fuck you.
We were watching that thing last night with him cussing out like Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan and his wife, and I mean he was going to town on it. Man, I thought he was gonna have a heart attack on Howard Stern. I really did.
That dude's something else.
Yeah.
For Sheiky baby.
Sheiky baby.
Back to you, James.
All right. Well, hey, let's keep this going, I guess, with Devin. So, Devin, what's shaking?
First off, hey, I got some new glasses. Don't have those broken ones all taped up anymore. Pretty happy about that. Second off, I just wanted to talk about a little story that happened years back, about a year ago now. Almost a year ago. Last September at Top Guy Weekend. I asked Tatanka for an autograph, and Tatanka was like, yeah, man, I can get you an autograph, but I'm busy right now. I'm signing a bunch of figures outside. He was in this like hallway. I was like, all right. He's like, come back in just a little while and I'll get you an autograph. Mike was there with me. I was like, all right, yeah, that's fine. So we go into this different room and we're actually watching a seminar. Another wrestler, a legend, is speaking. And I just get distracted. Forgot to go back 15 minutes later. Mike, on the other hand, remembers. So he goes and sees Tatanka. And then, Mike, if you wouldn't mind helping me out here, what did Tatanka say to you?
Fuck, I can't remember. I was probably drunk.
I
I know he asked
remember.
about your tongue.
I remember you coming back to me and you said that Tatanka was like, that little fucker. If I ever see him, I'm gonna get him. And I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
So apparently,
He was
I
cussing
have
you out about it.
apparently I have beef with
he sat there and
Tatanka.
waited for you.
Yeah, that he was waiting 15, 20, 30 minutes just for me to come back. And I felt bad. So if you're out there listening to Tatanka, I truly am sorry. With that
Shout
being
out Gene
said,
Snitsky.
Right, for real. Love you, Medusa. Go ahead. Keep going.
Sorry, Devin.
with that story being said, I feel like I can kind of skip this part of swinging it back to you and just go straight to Brad for today's agenda.
I like how you motherfuckers slowly just bouncing me out. Go ahead.
Oh, so today, as you guys know, it's been about 10 days past now, but we were part of the Josh Odom live stream, the 12-hour fundraiser, which was very successful, by the way. Raised a lot of money for Josh's family. The Kickout crew put in an hour of that time, and we dedicated our hour to Josh with WrestleMania 9 matches. We talked about Bret Hart versus Yokozuna, and then, of course, Hulk Hogan versus Yokozuna. We also talked about the Head Shrinkers versus the Steiners. So today, we are going to continue the talk of WrestleMania 9 for Josh.
Yeah. And if you go to GoFundMe to help out his family, because obviously unexpected thing, so it's GoFundMe.com, and you can just search Josh Odom, and you'll see it. It's arranged by FFP, I believe, Filter Free Podcast, and you can find it on there. And hey, do what you can if you can, I guess.
Absolutely.
Shout out TJ and them guys for
real
running that.
That is another thing, because it was an honor to be on that thing, and it was it was awesome.
It was awesome. It was nice to be a part of it.
It was cool to be there. There was a lot of people there, and they mixed it up, good variety. Had pretty much like an all-star cast, I would say. So it's worth checking out, and if you can't help, it'd be cool. If not, just well wishes for sure. Hope things go good, and yeah, WrestleMania 9, baby.
Best of the best. Thanks, Josh.
I think it's remembered. It's obviously only remembered for Hogan, but I watched this pay-per-view that whole day because I was trying to get some quotes, and I've watched it, obviously revisited these matches, and yeah, man. It's
not to mention the great Todd Pettengill's in it.
Ain't that the truth? Just yeah.
In a toga with his hat backwards, looking fly.
Toga. Hey, Mike Kolb, shout out. That bet's still on, But I digress. Let's get to somebody say it's match time?
Sure is.
Oh, fuck yeah. Well, hey, what's better than me coughing on the microphone? Well, it's this match. And it's match number 1. And what is that? Oh, it kind of sounds like Devin said something for a reason. Because it is Shawn Michaels versus Tatanka. It is for the WWF Intercontinental title from, you guessed it, WrestleMania 9. It took place April 4th, 1993 at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada. But some would say it took place in ancient Rome. Boom, there's a joke. It had an attendance of 16,891. It had a buy rate of 430,000. This match length was 18 minutes and 13 seconds, and Meltzer gave this one 3.5 stars. But that's enough of that bullshit. Devin, how did we get there?
All right, so I actually tried to do a lot of research on this match. I couldn't find much. I just kind of found that Tatanka was completely undefeated at this time. need to earn the title shot. So this was just a WWF rewarding him, giving him that Intercontinental Championship match.
Man, that's great stuff.
Hey, they can't all be singers, man. You know.
So I just I know I mentioned it on the tribute show, but I also just have to give a shout out to this production. You have this is at Caesar's Palace, like James said, and it's Finkus Maximus on the mic.
Yeah.
You have Jim, I'm not going to go into the announcers are, James will get into that, but the announcers all come out, separate entrances, very, very big. You have a camel, you have an elephant.
Man, and everybody
And,
knows like Heenan kills it. It crushes, dude. It's so good.
So I mean, I just, it is worth, even if you don't want to watch the matches, watch the beginning of this thing, because it's definitely very McMahon. You can tell McMahon is behind this whole thing, and Devin, he didn't no expense. He basically spent everything here, don't you think?
Oh yeah. Well, I think it was more Donald Trump going all out, right?
Yeah, there you go.
I needed fucking camels.
I think it was the hotel right there went all out.
Yeah,
definitely for sure.
Because I don't know why you're all saying Las Vegas. That was ancient.
Shawn Michaels' entrance here. Adam, did he get his wardrobe from Double J?
Double J got his wardrobe from Shawn Michaels.
There, yeah.
The Venetian blind look, right? Luna Vachon, they introduce her like they don't know who she is, or like she wasn't expected to be there. So that was a little unusual. So here we go. So Devin, guess what? I actually wrote this here, but you already did it. Devin, tell us about the Tatanka Heat.
Professional.
Not again. That's okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna skip right over you, Devin. Sensational Sherry, James. Only a grown-ass man can handle a woman like this, right?
In my notes, Sensational Sherry, Roll Tide.
Now, wait a minute. Luna Vachon, Roll Tide.
For real.
So we why don't you go ahead and run down the announcers first, real quick, James?
Whoa. It is the very always calm and real monotone Macho Man. It is Bobby Heenan and the Southern Man Jim Ross.
I wanted to give this Macho Man quote real quick. She is a Vestal virgin for completely different reasons. About Luna Vachon. That is some funny shit.
Yeah.
Quick start.
Bizarre with a capital B.
Yeah, and then he asked Bobby Heenan, he says, why don't you spell the rest of that?
Yeah, yeah.
The
Mike,
commentary in this match was great.
Mike, did you find Tatanka's footwear distracting?
Kind of, but I didn't really pay too much attention to it. After a while, I was getting into the match.
I think the red hair is more distracting than his boots.
I semi like the match.
Oh, nothing like a good semi. Can't quite there.
Yeah, I semi like the match.
I think Tatanka was making fun of the Red Rooster.
Oh, yeah. I never even thought about that.
So, Adam, why the slow pace in this match? It seemed very different than another Shawn Michaels match.
Because he knew Tatanka could hang with him, so Shawn Michaels had to turn the pace down because that's Shawn Michaels. Plus, his opening match, it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the evening.
So, counterback suplex by Tatanka, arm drag counter by Tatanka. Michaels overselling as always. Do you love it, Mike?
To a certain point, I think you can do it so much, but when he oversells, it makes it. I think it makes the match look a little bit more shitty.
Michaels keeps getting hit out of the ring. Terrible sunset flip by Michaels. This daylight match different for you, Devin? Did you enjoy the daylight match?
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, like, it's kind of reminiscent of the more recent WrestleManias that we've had. Like, they always start in the daylight and then end in the darkness.
But this one ends in the daylight.
But then being on the West Coast, though, if they're on the West Coast.
Right, but they had to still start early. They at some point it's 8, 9 o'clock there, normally, like in these pay-per-views now. This one, it's still daylight completely at the end of this pay-per-view. So I thought that was unique. But
I wonder how many people were tanked watching it, walking out of there, like still in the daylight, just wasted.
I just feel like that is a day drinking dream.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You leave there like 7 o'clock, hammered.
I don't think I'm making the pay-per-view the whole thing. I think I'm gonna be pretty fucked up.
Then go back and spend another 1,000 at the casino.
Yeah.
hang out and then drink for
That's
another
the
like
thing.
5 more hours because the night just started, you know?
3, 4. That's the thing. That night is just getting that is a long ass day.
Yeah.
All right, Tatanka DDT. James, Luna obviously is different looking here. But can we agree
Wow.
that in this situation, well, she has a different look.
Yeah.
But can we agree in this situation she may have looked a little more feminine?
The way she was posing towards the camera, you know, the hard cam is right there, and it's just like you got them chains, you got that the black bikini thing, you know, like I would say she was presented like, you know, rough, but like it was still that WWE like you gotta have some sex appeal, so you know, pop
She
that
definitely
thing
had
out
sex
one
appeal.
time.
Definitely had sex appeal. Like
Oh, yeah.
her
I
body
think
was,
she's
The way she was bending over by the
yeah. Okay, we're talking about the same part.
yeah. Yeah. I was like, no, look at all loot over here. I'm
low tide. Yep.
Okay. And I hadn't had any drinks yet. I was like, all right. All right. Tatanka working on the shoulder. Michael's head first into the post. The selling I thought was really good here, Mike. Sorry. Adam, is this more about the announcers and the ladies though than about the match?
It feels like Macho Man and Bobby were going back and forth a little too much. And thank God Jim Ross was there to kind of keep them, you know, on task. But you know, I guess it's their way of wanting to keep everybody entertained, but at the same time, it's Shawn Michaels and Tatanka, man. I mean, Shawn Michaels, you could tell right then he was out there busting his ass. He made Tatanka look like $1 million.
Now, Devin, that's the thing, though. We talked about this before with Sensational Sherry, didn't we? That she kind of stole the show in another's Michaels match.
Yeah, but I think that's just Sensational Sherry's like thing.
I know, but she doesn't say anything. It's just amazing to me. Like she's like kind of like Miss Elizabeth out there. She kind of just walks around. Like
it's
I mean,
that gorgeous, powerful woman that can steal the room, steal the spotlight anytime she walks in the spotlight. You said a couple of them, and like I think there's more. Like Sable, I think Becky Lynch is one now. Like I think there's like certain women, there's certain men as well that just steal the spotlight as soon as their presence is.
So I wanted your opinion on this too, Mike. Who has your attention in this match? Is it the wrestlers? Is it the ladies? Is it the announcers? Like who are you focused on?
I think a lot of this was the announcers, especially like with Macho Man and Bobby Heenan. Like they were just the way they were talking and going at it with each other. That kind of got my focus more than the match itself.
I agree. I totally agree.
Well,
The announcers still a show.
There's one time
they made a story
Yeah.
of the match themselves. So the match made its story. You know, the women, they did their own story, and then Macho Man and Bobby Heenan, they made their story too, and that's kind of what caught my eye or ear.
because Randy Savage kept asking, you know, he said, "Was Linda from Oklahoma?" And Bobby says, "No, because she's pretty."
Yeah, I gotta remember that too. There's a lot of jokes.
There's a bunch of like one-liners in there that just kind of got you.
Oh,
I
there's a bunch
definitely
of good ones.
go back to the live stream of also that we did on the Josh Odom show because James had a bunch of them.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure he's got more for us today.
Oh, it's all over. Sign the treaty. I can't. Boy, when I heard that, I know that was jumping ahead, but man,
That's all right.
That
that one's
Brad,
the one. That
nobody
one's the
knows
one
where
I
that
was
is.
Like, woo, can't say that. Can't say that.
Brad, this is for you. Jim Ross actually messed up the name of one of the moves. If you listen,
Yeah.
he called an electric chair drop a fall away slam.
I probably did too.
I was waiting on you to do it, but I was wanting to cut you off before you actually did it.
What a maneuver. All right.
Ross, you wouldn't know anything about sports injuries. The only thing you do is probably play horseshoes in Oklahoma.
That was hilarious.
Classic.
Tatanka shoulder breaker, and then I wrote heavy elbow. Okay. Chop on the top by Tatanka to Michaels. Second time by then on the shoulder. Second time by Tatanka. Kick out by Michaels. Everyone now's on the outside. Clothesline on the outside by Michaels. Not trying to kick a field goal. It's wrestling, Macho Man said. Swinging neck breaker by Michaels, and there was a cover. Standing drop kick, rest hold. Now a long rest hold by
Beautiful
Shawn
standing
Michaels.
drop kick. Beautiful.
Oh, I meant
Yeah.
to say that. Beautiful standing drop kick.
Thank
That is
you.
the right name of the move. Now we have Tatanka hulking up, but Michaels counters. Michaels on Tatanka's shoulder. Fall away slam. Oh, I don't know. Tatanka
Electric chair drop.
Tatanka missed the elbow. Tatanka dancing around, doing his Tatanka dance. It
That's
doesn't
his
age well.
rain dance. He ain't dancing.
Doesn't age well. No
Why
selling.
does want it to rain when they're outside? That's going to
Because
cancel
it's
the
hot
match.
outside.
Yeah, it's that dry heat though.
It's
Chops
a
by
dry
Tatanka.
heat.
Crossbody by Tatanka. Michaels out at 2. Catapults Michaels into the post. Roll up and out at 2 again. Michaels off the top into the power slam by Tatanka. James, is Michaels making Tatanka? Wait, hold on. I have a question I want to incorporate into this, James.
Go for it.
So what I wrote is Michaels making Tatanka look this good, or is Tatanka this good?
And what did someone else write?
But Brian Haremza said
Thank
Tatanka
God.
had to lower his wrestling ability to face Sean. Do you think having a non-finisher
What
being
the
established-
hell?
so
That is
I,
so badass.
I don't know if you guys
Shout out
remember
Brian.
previous shows. Brian is not
What?
a Shawn Michaels fan. So anyway, James, you want to tackle that? Who did you think was making who look good? Anyway, Brian, yeah, great
Hey,
question.
well, speaking of making good look good and all this stuff, I want to go back to this commentary thing because I thought it was way too much.
Okay.
But the idea of the 3-man booth with like Jim Ross in the middle and you have Macho and Bobby, like, 2 people like that bickering back and forth, and then you have like the mediator. I think a 3-man booth that way could work. And I may ask JR that, but I kind of think that way it could work. That being said, they tried too hard, but boy, that Tatanka lowering down the Sean, that kills me. That's so funny.
Hang on, let me guess, Mr. Haremza. Later on in the pay-per-view, we see Mr. Perfect versus the Narcissist. So Lex Luger had to lower his standards for Mr. Perfect. Is that what you're trying to say?
Brian Haremza is not a Shawn Michaels fan. He thinks he's to Shawn Michaels like Mike is to Goldberg.
Oh God, that's bad.
I don't think that's true. Mike's the worst.
I don't think anybody hates
Fuck
Goldberg.
Goldberg.
I don't think anybody hates anything as much as he hates Goldberg.
No.
So do you think, James, that Michaels is making Tatanka
Speaking
look
of
this
Goldberg,
good?
wait, time out. Speaking of
Okay.
Goldberg, have y'all seen the Most Wanted with Goldberg?
No, I've only seen
I
the first
tried to
one.
watch it. I couldn't get into it.
Hey, he's such an ass. Like, I mean, it's all about him. That's all I'm gonna say.
He thinks he's
but
Raven, I guess.
One day I want him to please
It's funny
just
how
accept
like we said Mike hates Goldberg, blah, blah, all this stuff, and then he literally just like proves it, like right after it. Adam goes, I don't think anybody hates anything as much as Mike hates Goldberg. Hey! Blah, blah, blah. Right after.
I'm for real. Like,
Uh,
no.
I would say, I mean, this was an all right match. It wasn't anything I would say spectacular, but who made who, great song. But I don't know if it's any like, I don't think anybody, it wasn't that special to me. So I don't think anybody like, oh, I'm going to make this person. Because to me, I don't think any of them were made.
Shout out AC/DC, right?
Right? If you made them and they made you,
High risk by Michaels on the outside. Michaels pulls official out of the ring. Tatanka hit. So Michaels throws the official out of the ring. All right.
Wait, one thing. I noticed when he did the Sweet Chin music a little bit before this, they didn't call it that. They called it the martial arts kick or something like that.
I actually didn't even think he didn't even tune up the band. So
And then they talked about rearranging teeth. They're like, he's not even a dentist. I was like, whoa. You had a dentist though.
So then Michaels throws the referee out of the ring. And Tatanka hits the finisher, but the ref calls for the bell well after this because Michaels threw him out of the ring. But it was like he came back in the ring, watched a little bit of it, then called for the bell.
He even went down on his knees like he was going to do a pin.
Yeah. And then just like, hey, by the way, blah, 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 like pointing over there.
So Devin, I wanted to ask you, how bad is this finish?
It was honestly terrible. Like, one of them should have had the victory, or they should have had the disqualification or something when, it actually happened, when the referee actually got thrown out of the ring.
But it wasn't it wasn't a disqualification. It wasn't a DQ. That's not why
they called
he
it
won.
a count out.
It was a count
Which
out.
made no sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't.
No one was
Which
counted
made it
out.
even worse. Yes.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels grabbed the referee and threw him out. Got back in, got his ass whooped, went to go for the pin. Tonka did, and then the referee calls for the bell for a count out.
So why do this, Mike? Why
Yeah.
do this finish? What's your
I have
opinion?
no idea. I think it just got mixed up or something happened where. I mean, if they would have called a DQ, that would have been fine.
Because that's what it should have been.
That's what
they
it
did
should
Throwing
be.
the
call it.
referee out of the ring. should be
Because
They
I
did
think
call
when
it
he
a
was count,
timeout.
he was at like 8 or 9 or something. I think I heard him say 8, and that's when Shawn Michaels grabbed him.
Are you
mean-
there, Adam? This guy, right? I mean, all right. So I just Brian Haremza and I wrote it
It's
here
all
too.
over sign the treaty.
Do
This
you
was
think
around the
not
time
having
that
a,
quote
a
happened.
do you think having a non-finish at Mania is a bad look?
Especially in the first match. Yeah.
I totally
Right.
agree.
But there was a way though, and it did make Tatanka still undefeated, and Shawn Michaels didn't lose the title. So
I always think, I don't know.
I wouldn't mind like the DQ or anything like I wouldn't mind that. It was just how it played out. You know, even if it was a count out, let it be a count out. But they should have done one or the other, not do a DQ and then call it a count out finish.
Hey,
After
but here
this,
is one thing the Macho Man said during it, and I thought it was interesting for the time. But you know, wouldn't it be something if Sherry defeated Shawn Michaels and she was Intercontinental Champion? I was like, oh, give it like 4 years or whatever. You know?
Well, see, even I think it was Macho Man said something. You can't win the title in a DQ.
Yeah.
So he mentioned, you know, a DQ, and then they called a count out. So I
Eat
think
your
it was
heart
just
out,
a-
Sherry. You got all dressed up for nothing, bimbo.
so Luna
Not
assaults
saying
Sherry
that
on,
anymore.
on the outside, and
I like the "Eat Your Heart Out" Sherry line just because she used to say it in Shawn Michaels music.
Yeah.
The "Eat Your Heart Out" girls.
so that's all I got on this match, guys. It was okay. I mean, it's Shawn Michaels, but it was
dug
okay.
it.
Back to you, James.
Well, hey, cool thing about following the outline is, you know,
Where the hell is
Well,
this asshole? We can flip flop him, James, if you got something.
oh fuck.
Just
Well,
once. Just
yeah.
once.
Well,
Oh, wait,
'cause
there
I
he
did
is.
read it and I did have something, but I never. Oh, there's Adam. Thank God. Hey, there's your friend there. This
Man,
guy.
if you're not watching the video,
Good,
you're
great,
missing
yeah,
out.
great audio. But hey, Adam is very animated right now. You know, just I bet you he's cussing a bunch right now. Like,
That's
I don't
great.
know. Let's
We
just
definitely need audio for
just
this.
keep going here.
yeah. So hey, well, the spirit of part 2, I guess. You know, what better? How about
That's
how
great.
Go ahead, say it, James. Professional podcast.
Man, we are the best. You know what I'm saying? Like
Top 100 again.
this is
We need commentary.
straight up
We need to do a
your
commentary
show.
for it.
You know, it's your type of show. If y'all ain't watching or listening, you know, I don't know how this is gonna reach you then, but hey, you should be. And if you are, tell your friends. You know
What's
what I'm
up,
saying?
guys?
Like, what's up, man? Hey, well, up next is Adam. So Adam, as an in-ring performer, you know, do a little running, talking about running down the road. Boom, there it is.
All right, so there's not much on AEW that I can really talk about right now because they just haven't been real good lately.
Oof.
So if I'm going to pick a match to listen or to watch, pay attention to for the month of May, I'd probably pick Night of Champions, Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles.
Great match.
Could have told you that.
It was, yeah, I mean, it's a given. That was probably the best match of the whole month, easily. Now, look, for June, there's been some great ones from June, so that's going to be a little tough. But if we're going to talk about May, it was definitely AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, Night of Champions, which I mean, the KO Sami Zayn tag team match wasn't bad. All around good pay-per-view, but easily AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, and it even started the whole pay-per-view. And there's reasons why they thought, oh, okay, well, if it's starting the show, is it a secondary title, or is it because Seth Rollins has got to get back because he's a movie star now? So no matter what the reason is, I'm glad they started that match first, because if you weren't going to start that match, That match wasn't going to start the pay-per-view. What other match do you think would have been able to start that pay-per-view to make it as good as it was? Like I'm asking
No, that
you
was the way to
guys.
go. That was the way to go.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
I
Full
agree.
Guard, but yeah,
I don't think any other match could have started that show.
Even Eric Bischoff mentions it. You need a good match to start the show.
Well, and we all knew what the main event was. So the second main event type thing, you might as well put it number one.
That's as Bully Ray says, start with Detroit Rock City and whatever else he says. But I
all
he
night.
said, start hot, end hot.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
And we all
He
know
always does
AJ
it.
Styles is
Do it. Yeah.
Hall of
And at that
Famer,
pay-per-view,
Seth
he
Rollins
started.
Hall of Famer.
That was a big wrestling weekend too. You had a lot to choose from with AEW, NXT, and you had Night of
Okay.
Champions.
I'll go a step further, and if you I'll do 1A, 1B.
Mm-hmm.
Battleground. Ilya Dragunov versus Dijakovic. Dijak, wherever it goes by now. Holy hell, they beat the hell out of each other. And
That was
so good.
bloody as hell too.
I mean, Dijak and Ilya Dragunov he puts his heart and soul into every match, I believe. He's had good matches with Gunther. It's everything he does is amazing. So that's two matches I'll go back and watch for me.
You know who's got my attention, Adam? This Noam Dar, is that his name?
I'm iffy about him. I'm not sure.
There is something. I know. I can't believe it because I looked at this guy doing this like the way he was talking. I'm like, what the freaking hell are we doing? What is the Heritage Cup? I didn't even know what it was, but it was something on UK.
Yeah,
NXT.
NXT UK. They brought it
All
up.
right. Well, it's just because one day on NXT he was just a champion. Like I'm like, who is this guy? But now he's with Lash Legend and and it's weird. It's like they're called the Meta 4. I'm not hating it. It's different. It's very different. I like it. But yeah, I mean, this jury's still out. I don't know how long this little this little group's gonna
2
last.
months and somebody's gonna turn on him.
Well, he had a good match with Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah,
on
he had a
NXT
real
last
good
week.
match. I feel
That was
like
a good
I
match.
feel like that was Carmelo Hayes' idea, or maybe like with Shawn Michaels. Hey, let's give this guy some shine, and it was a good match.
Noam Dar
Hayes
used
is
to be in
somebody I'm
WWE.
watching.
Yeah, he
used
was.
to be in
But,
205 Live back in the day. I remember
but he also
that.
was on the main show. Like I was reading about him. I'm like, I don't remember him, but now he got my attention now.
Yeah, he did a lot of the cruiserweight stuff and then went to UK and then came back.
Yeah, I'm into it. I'm into NXT right now. It took a little while to get back, but I'm into it now.
There you go. What do you think
Nikki
about Braun
Lyons.
Breaker? What do you think about Braun Breaker challenging Seth Rollins?
I think it's time. He needs to move on from NXT. It's time. He's a star.
After attacking Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah, that's where it gets a little confusing. Like because we thought Braun Breaker. I mean, we all thought he was going to be part of the draft. And
Or
then
the
he-
Rumble. Hell, we were talking
Or the
about it being
Rumble.
the Rumble.
Or
you know?
even, we talked about WrestleMania last year.
Yeah, like a call up.
But he's still not there. Like I don't know what they're waiting on. He is maybe they're just waiting on just to get some other guys out of the picture. I don't know because he's a star.
I don't know. His heel run right now, I don't want nothing to change. I like his heel run right now.
Think about it though. He's part of a lineage, right, Mike? Like,
Ah,
the Steiners. You got the Steiners. You got, and then you have, all these families.
the only thing
Dude, him and
Rhodes.
Cody team up. They're both-
Yeah,
Hey,
there's
that'd be
so
sick.
much here.
there's so
I
many
think that'd
big
be
people
good.
coming up right now. I would hold off. That way, he's a little bit more special. He doesn't come up with a group of other people.
Yeah.
With Grayson Waller coming up. And
That's what's shocking though. Grayson Waller coming up and not him. I mean, Grayson Waller's ready too. Carmelo Hayes
I'm
is
ready to
debuting
see
for a
Grayson
while.
Waller.
But what if you
Alright.
debut him because you remember Bobby Roode's debut when they played the Glorious theme, he's strutting and cutting, and doing all the shit, spinning in the robe. Like it meant something. Because I'm kind of with Adam now that he said that. Like, let all these other people get their, introductions on TV, blah, blah, blah. But when Braun finally does make his debut, make it mean something. Like give him his
Just
own
what-
time. It's not just like a
Guns, too,
throwaway
baby.
match. Like
What if they bring him in on the Money in the Bank ladder match?
All right. I mean,
Let-
but that's
let-
only a couple,
Let
it's only a
him
couple weeks
win.
away.
Yeah, let
I
him
bet
win.
Adam's not saying about
No,
that.
he's going to help LA Knight win.
Right. I would like to see LA Knight win for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
would-
win
I
Money in
would
the
like
Bank
to
is
see him
probably what's
win.
best for business right now.
But what I'm saying is let Braun Breaker win. Let him hold that briefcase until next year's WrestleMania. and then cash it in.
See, I don't know, man. I think that you do that
Because
with LA Knight.
I don't want.
Because
I
LA Knight
wouldn't want
can
to
hold
bring
that
him
for
in
10
right away
months.
as champion. Like,
10
or
months.
bring him in.
Yeah,
give me
LA
so
Knight
much-
can hold that thing forever.
He's gonna do it like a Rollins and a Dolph Ziggler. They held it forever.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let him hold it forever, and then cash it in.
I love it when a heel wins the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it's the only way to go.
Yeah.
It's the only way to go. Because
Well,
it's,
what have you? I think Braun, they're gonna push without the briefcase. So LA Knight win the briefcase, and maybe Braun and someone battle for a belt. Braun wins, and then here it goes.
Like maybe he causes somebody to lose, and that's how he gets tangled in with a storyline, is because of maybe he makes Shinsuke lose, or maybe he makes Ricochet
That
lose,
works.
or something like that.
LA
Okay,
Knight
so-
cashes in on Seth Rollins, and wait, Braun's already calling out Seth Rollins. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Braun and Seth battle. They have a good match. Braun wins, and people are like, "Holy fuck, Braun won the belt!" And then, bam, there's that. Yeah. And they're
LA
like,
Knight for the US
oh,
title.
he's gonna beat it, because he's fresh.
What about LA Knight cashes in for the US title? It hadn't been done yet.
I don't want that happening again.
I don't like
No.
that.
Main championship only, please.
I
Yeah,
agree.
What about
What about
Ricochet?
you?
If you got a
One of the two.
briefcase that lets you choose between CEO and fucking district manager, which one you taking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
I
about
agree.
Ricochet wins and cashes in on Roman Reigns?
Is he heel? Is he doing a heel turn? Is there something going on there?
Who?
I don't know if Ricochet.
I don't know.
I don't know if he can pull that off.
No, before talking about turns, have
I
y'all
haven't been
seen the
watching wrestling,
little?
honestly.
Have y'all seen the little Easter eggs with Damian?
Not WWE. I watch pay-per-views, man. It's too late.
Have y'all seen the little Easter eggs with Damian Priest?
Yeah.
I'm ready for his babyface turn.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for it yet. I think he's doing good as a heel. He had the baby face run right before he joined Judgment Day.
Your heel in Judgment Day is Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, definitely.
No,
That
until you
That
move
dude
over
has
JD
more heat
McDonough.
than a damn 500-degree stove. I mean,
There it
JD
is.
McDonough.
I like that one, Mike.
he's on it, man. He
I'm
grabbed
gonna
that
use
mic.
that, dude. That's a good one. More heat than a 500-degree stove.
Give
I'm
me
telling
JD
you.
McDonough right now. Give me him. See, this is what the rumors are. Damian Priest is going to turn babyface. Him and
His name is Finn Balor.
yeah, I think it was that's right. Him and Finn. And then JD McDonough
Hard.
comes in, and Finn takes the lead, like it's the Bullet Club 2.0 or something like that.
All right.
Oh,
This is like 20 minutes of us probably being wrong by the time this airs.
It's
yeah,
all right.
sure.
It's
I'm calling
fun though.
it
That's
right
what
now. I'm
Yeah.
calling it.
Wait till you hear my would you rather later, because we better.
I'd
save some
rather
time.
not. Boom.
We better save some time.
Oh God.
Let's, our second match we're not going to talk about too long.
Nah, hey, we can cut. My part.
No. Let's talk about the spirit of part 2, James.
Well, some would say it's a sequel, but I would like to say don't call it a comeback, because why have we been doing this for 1 year? And yeah, shout out, a little over 1 year. This is episode 60. To my Enid, Oklahoma listeners, we're rolling 60s now, cuz on the set. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. Probably clipping that out. But so the spirit of part 2, why not the spirit of part 2? Because you ain't one and done, you get to go on, flourish. And why not improve yourself every single day? And it's not you don't have to move mountains, but you can just move a pebble at a time. And if you move a pebble at a time, over time you'll turn around. Well, I'll be damned. Move the whole mountain. So
Speaking of mountains, got to see a lot of them, me and Frank, on our road trip.
There it is.
The flight back was amazing. Got to fly over the Colorado Rockies. We went through Boise, Idaho. We went through Dallas, Texas. We got to see where JFK was shot. Got to go in the actual building where he was shot. Looked out the window. It was okay.
You don't know if that
Allegedly.
was
Allegedly.
Who
Allegedly
fired the
shot.
bullet?
Okay. Well, he was allegedly shot. Got to see the grassy knoll, and they actually have X's on the street where he was shot.
Oh,
And
cool.
it's a big thing out there, man. And Frank said something about wanting to go see it, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. But when I
Yeah.
got there, I didn't want to leave, man, because it's
Yeah,
just
because
so.
Dallas is awesome, isn't it, Adam?
Dallas is great, man. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, Dallas is beautiful. I mean, the people
Right.
are great.
You didn't see anybody
the
eating
food's
horse
good.
feces? Like, I bet it was awesome.
But they made that whole building into a museum. So they have all the conspiracy theories in there. They got what's the shooter's name, or the shooter have his actual wedding ring on display.
Yeah.
So it was a good trip, man.
Way to make a dollar.
Do I?
I said that's a way to make a dollar.
They're making $18 a head.
There you go.
Boise, Idaho was awesome. Denver, Colorado was amazing. I wish I could have partaken in the Denver rules, but it's probably best that I don't.
I like how you said nothing about Oklahoma and Kansas.
We went through Oklahoma.
Thank you.
Went through Oklahoma. Went through Utah. Utah's beautiful. Wyoming's beautiful. Went through Laramie, Wyoming, and then Oregon. And Oregon into Washington is probably the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Other than my baby girl in there, which today is her birthday. So happy 17th to the kiddo.
Happy birthday.
17, man. We're getting old.
Is that the one that made you daddy?
Yes, that's my oldest.
Damn.
My baby girl. So I had a lot going on this past week. We're doing a big party this weekend. So if y'all don't hear from me this weekend, y'all know why.
Is that the one you were just yelling at?
No, I was yelling at my son about
Different than
basketball practice.
Just going at it.
Yeah, I was arguing with him about where I dropped him off for basketball practice. He says, because I thought it was the other building. Dad, that's a lunchroom. I said, that's a big lunchroom with basketball goals in it. That's not a lunchroom. And so we was arguing about that. But sorry, James, didn't mean to kind of.
No, thank
it was.
God
You know what?
did.
It was part of your thing.
Yeah, no, I went back and looked at the outline.
Yeah,
That's
look
why
at the
I did it.
outline.
Well,
Like,
you
oh,
know,
shit,
Adam,
he's right.
see you coming back for the second time. Hey, that's the spirit of two.
Yeah.
Man, I'm the best at this. I really am.
Nah,
Oh,
but
you
it
know
was
what
really-
is the best?
It was great though. If y'all ever get a chance to go through Oregon or Washington, y'all need to really. It's amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait to go on a 5-day trip in a car with a guy named Frank.
We're gonna do it
I
again
can't
next
wait
year
to,
when he moves back to Rhode Island.
I can't wait to pay people to leave at a certain time and leave like 2 business days later. You know?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I would have been so mad.
Man, he was so mad.
Well, he should have been.
Yeah,
I would've been
because they're supposed to be there at 10 a.m.
fuming
They showed up at
pissed.
6 p.m.
As nice as he was to us, I was like, nope. You're not putting me on screen.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
I'm too
You
busy
would have heard
I'd
me
have been
cursing
definitely
out.
into my
screaming
mom.
expletives
Yeah.
on the phone.
I'd
to
have
their
definitely been getting a
company.
little discount on that trip.
But that's the thing though. They didn't quote him with
Fuck
what
off, Brad.
they quoted him as like certain footage in the truck, and since they didn't quote him right, the guy says, "Well, you're going to take up more room in the truck than we thought," and they charged him more.
Oh, fuck that.
They charged him per square foot using their moving truck.
That company sounds like a circus.
They're out of Birmingham, Alabama. That's the
That
funny
was a
part.
good one.
That was a good transition. Go, James.
Yeah. Well, that company is a circus. You know, they're obviously clowning.
Yeah, a bunch of clowns, man. They're a bunch of clowns.
Yeah, they're a bunch of clowns, as my boy Mac
Bunch
would
of
say.
clowns.
You know what else? We ain't clowning around on this second match. You know, we're about to crush this one. What match is that? Oh, it is Doink versus Crush. It was from WrestleMania. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, WrestleMania 9, obviously. Shout out Odom. You know, it had a match length of basically 8.5 minutes, and Meltzer gave this one 1.5 stars. But hey, you know,
He was being generous.
oh boy, ain't that the truth? Devin, look at this back to back on the build-ups, man. How did we get there?
I got one thing right here, Brad. Instead of the spirit of part 2, you should have done it the spirit of seeing double. Because it'd have been a double entendre because seeing double because he drinks too much, but at the same time as seeing 2 doinks.
And that segment is sponsored by Natural Light.
Yes, thank you.
Natural Light. Whew, when you hear that cat pop, you know it's time.
I love you for that.
Refreshing. That's natural life.
I'm sorry, Devin.
No, you're good. So today we are covering match Doink versus Crush. How did we
Nailing
get
it.
there? At WWF Superstars about a month before this, Crush was pissed off because he lost a match. So Doink came out and wanted to give him a flower. At the time, Doink's arm was in a sling.
Mhm.
So Crush, I don't think was really thinking anything of it. Took the flower and just immediately handed it to a fan in the audience. Well, that pissed Doink off. So he pulled this sling off and revealed that he had a fake arm there. And beat down Crush with this fake arm. That kind of led us up to this match. Right before this match, there was an interview where Doink was being interviewed in the back. And he said that he was going to make Crush see double.
Whoa!
Kevin, you
And
get really
he
good
had a
with these
mask
boys.
on the statue too.
Oh
Devin,
yeah, and the
what?
Julius Caesar statue. That was funny.
Devin, why did the match start with both men outside the ring?
Honestly, I have no idea. That as soon as Doink made it down to ringside, Crush was already down there. Crush gets out of the ring and just starts beating up Doink, and the ref calls for the bell.
And,
Did Julius
and then
Caesar-
I think it was Randy Savage said something about the match hasn't even started yet. But
Even
the
though
bell already
Crush is a
rang.
baby face.
One more thing, Devin. Did
Miscommunication.
Julius Caesar look better now?
Oh yeah, after Doink put all that clown makeup on him. And
Man.
that was funny.
All right, those are some of Devin's questions. I just
Please. Well, you
So,
really took a
alright.
stab at that question, huh?
Adam,
Hey,
if Vince McMahon came to you, Adam, or Tony Khan, or hell,
Scott
whatever.
D'Amore.
Nailed it.
Scott D'Amore. I was thinking Scott D'Amore. Damn it.
Bauer.
And said to you, we're gonna put makeup on you. You're gonna be a clown. What are you gonna do with it?
I'm gonna say, where do I sign? And then I love playing jokes and pranks anyway, so that's right up my alley, Bubba.
All right. So Crush entrance, top 10 mullet, Mike.
9.5.
You don't like it? Oh, 9.5 out of 10. So what gives it a 10?
I don't know. It has to have that little spike on there, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Shawn
This is-
Michaels is up there. I don't know.
We're
Doink
the
entrance.
fucking best.
So, all right. So we're going to incorporate some questions into this because I wrote Doink entrance, so creepy. Devin, are you afraid of clowns? We're going to keep going here with Brian Haremza that says, what is the crew's stance on clowns? Do they prefer funny or scary clowns?
I
let's
hate
start-
clowns.
So let's start with you, Devin, since I asked you.
No,
What's
I'm
your
not
stance
scared
on
of clowns.
You're
I'm
not?
fine. Nah,
What do you
not
like? You
really.
like
Hey, he
scary
sees
ones?
one in
You
the
like-
mirror every day. Bam!
Ew.
Sorry, man.
You like clowns?
Somebody
Devin?
was gonna have the joke. It was
I mean, I'm not like scared of them or anything. I've never seen a killer clown in real life, so like, I don't know. The only
Remember if
clowns
you-
I've ever seen are like the ones at the circus.
there were some from outer
You know,
space.
balloons.
You never saw it?
Well, I mean,
There's-
yeah, but I mean in person. Like,
You ever
That's
seen
a
What about
movie.
those clowns that were
Terrifier?
chasing people?
What about the clown from Uncle Buck?
is that with John Candy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
look at that.
yeah.
How do you know him?
That's a little
He
creepy,
died
but
before
you
you were
know,
born.
Did
it's
you know
okay.
Ronald McDonald is a clown?
Yeah, he's not creepy at all. He gives me cheeseburgers.
You know what makes him a weird looking clown is his outfit. Like he's just in regular like McDonald's clothes.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Nobody's
I'm done
here
rambling.
wearing the yellow fucking suspender jumpsuit thing. Like, come on.
so what is your stance on clowns, guys? Like I know what you think, Devin.
I
know
hate
what you think.
clowns.
Adam. Yeah, whatever. What do you think?
Well, no, when I was a baby, no kidding. When I was a baby,
Like
my
how old?
mom and
6
my dad-
months?
no, it's been about a year or two.
Okay.
But when I was little, we were little, my mom and dad bought me a little clown picture. And it was a clown holding a puppy. And they put it on my wall. I didn't sleep for 2 nights and they couldn't figure out why. And they took that and then I'd go in there and sleep with them while I was fine. They put me back in my room, wouldn't sleep. They couldn't figure out what was going on. There's that stupid clown picture that ruined me and scarred me for life. I hate clowns. They can rot in hell. They can kiss my ass.
James.
Bozo the Clown, man. What a fucking, I've spent hours watching that dude. Shout out Bozo the Clown. For those who don't know, look it up. Google's an amazing thing. I'm not really
Eric the Clown's good. Remember Eric the Clown from Seinfeld?
Yeah. Woo, yeah.
You didn't know who Bozo was.
Oh man. I'm not real I'm not either. I enjoy like killer clowns, some from outer space. Boom. But horror clowns or funny clowns, that really doesn't affect me much because I know it's it's a clown. Like,
What about you, Mike?
I'm good with them. They don't bother me either way.
I don't
Except
bother
for the
them.
ones,
They don't bother
except for the
me.
ones that are coming out of the woods with knives and everything. I mean,
yeah,
that motherfucker, he might get kicked in the balls or something. He
Like
real
the-
life
the-
clowns doing shit like that. That's a different story.
The
Movie-
clown from Terrifier. It's my Art the Clown.
no,
A few years back,
a couple years ago where they had all those clowns chasing people and everything
just about
else.
to say that. Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
But that's
Some
just
good
that's
asshole.
YouTube
I'm
videos about
shooting
that
them.
though.
But hey, what's funny is some of those are like they start to do some funny shit like that, and then somebody gets out and legit beats their ass. So
Yeah, that's what I'm
it
gonna say.
kinda
I mean,
dies down.
if I see something like that coming, I ain't running. I'm just gonna shoot it one time.
There you go.
So I'm
like,
a clown. I'm a clown guy.
Sorry.
I've been a scary
You
clown
are a
for a few.
clown, Brad.
I've been a
Yeah.
scary clown for a few Halloweens. I like clowns. I like movies about clowns. I like funny clowns. I like sad clowns. I like scary clowns. I like
Fucking
all clowns.
what's that one dude? I knew I would forget it. Spalding. From the Rob Zombie movies, House of a Thousand
Oh,
Corpses,
yeah.
Devil's Rejects stuff. Yeah.
the what the hell is it? What's that name of the movie?
House of a
House
Thousand
of a
Corpses.
Thousand Corpses,
Yeah.
Devil's
No,
Rejects.
there's another one too. What's the other one? What's the second one?
Well, hold on. A few years back,
Devil's Rejects. is the
American
best
Horror,
one.
Yeah,
American,
Rejects.
Yeah, Devil's Rejects.
but American
Sick
Horror
ass.
Story a few years back had that clown that was, oh my gosh, outrageous. And let's not forget the serial killer clown, John Wayne Gacy.
Hey,
yeah.
there it is.
Scary shit, man.
Clowns
Anyway,
are
Wait for our Patreon episode where Brad's dressed as a clown.
I'll be gone that day.
okay.
Hey, we
So
got
Crush,
Patreon.
Crush all over Doink early. James, is Doink hot in that costume?
More than likely, his face is painted. He's got that wig on, like because the heat escapes through your head. So when everybody wears hats, it ends up trapping the heat, so it doesn't get to escape. That's why you keep that luscious head of hair. But yeah, if you put a tight ass wig on there and then face paint yourself, because then you're painting over your pores, and don't believe it.
And he's out there in Las Vegas
Right.
in
Exactly.
April.
In the day.
Ancient Rome, Las
During
Vegas.
the day.
Doink begging for
My bad.
mercy. Crush manhandling Doink. Irish whip to Doink. Knee breaker to Doink. Doink, doink, doink. Steps on Doink's face. Adam, is this considered a let me up
Devin,
match?
you got to clip it. Doink, doink, doink.
I mean, Crush is working heel right now, man, with the stomp on the forehead and stuff. I mean, it's kind of and him hot shot in the match, at the very beginning. Never heard a bell ring, by the way. But I mean, it's almost like Crush is almost working heel here. So this was kind of like, yeah, let's go to use the bathroom, go get some nachos type match.
So
Who are
Mike
the
is,
announcers.
we did that. I'm not doing it again. Mike is do you think Crush's look is about 10 years too late?
Too late or too
Yeah, it's
early?
1993 here.
Yeah, but he was wearing something like Burlow or something like that would wear right now.
You
Was it
think?
not? I mean, I think he was early for it. I think if he was out there now, he would become somebody. I mean, maybe not a top guy, but he would definitely be a top mid card guy.
Okay. Do you think Crush had potential, Devin?
Oh yeah, I really do. Like, I think all the way up. Like, I think Crush here as Kona Crush, or even later when he was Crush with the DOA. I've
Brian
always thought
Adams,
Crush
yeah.
had. I thought he just had a lot of
That was a good
potential.
one.
So why don't you think he made it?
I just don't think they've had enough confidence.
Called drugs.
Well, or that.
So I'm going to combine another question here. This is from AFS superstar Ben Jones. So our good friend.
Yay!
Is there any other
I
gimmick
like Ben.
besides Doink that screams how bad 1993 is? And I'm going to
Kona
combine it with,
Crush.
and I was going to combine it with what I wrote here.
JD wrote Kona Crush. Shout out
Is
JD.
is Doink the perfect example of the man making the most of a gimmick? So, good question from Ben. Is this just like Scream 1993 here?
pretty much.
Was there anything else on this show though you would say is just about equal to that?
Yeah, Hulk Hogan coming in and winning the title in 20 seconds.
How about John Gonzalez
Thank
Oh,
you. That's what I was
in
looking
a
good
for.
one.
suit with hair?
The most ridiculous. I mean, I think that's right up there. I'm sorry, that is right up there. He looks naked. He looks naked.
He looks
Looks like he
stupid.
needed
He looks
Manscaped.
ridiculous.
So for those of you at home that know what we're talking about, Giant Gonzalez was 7'4", and he wore this bodysuit that was just like muscles. Like it was like a costume. that you
Muscles
would-
and hair. Like
yeah, you would
muscles
buy
and
for a
chest hair.
kid. It was ridiculous. So
It was weird
yeah,
as
Ben, I
shit.
think that was a good one, Adam, for sure, because that's what I was thinking. But again, do we think that this was not a one and done deal for Matt Bourne? He made this work for a long time. So is it the man that makes the gimmick? Anybody?
I think so, because all the other guys that come behind him to be Doink, it just never was the same. I don't think they've had I don't think they put the heart into it like Matt Bourne did.
Well, we've said this before. Does the Undertaker make it? If it's not, my God.
Do you think if he came
Mark
out as
Callis.
Matt Bourne, not as Doink, but if he came out as Matt Bourne, he would be could be a different story for it?
Like if somebody else played Doink, or if Matt Bourne
Somebody
played
else
something
played
else.
Doink. Matt never touched Doink. He came out as another person, or himself.
Terry Taylor comes out as Doink, it doesn't work.
Blue Blazer.
If anybody else comes out as Doink, I don't think it could have worked.
Yeah, it goes on to
So
something.
you
to
think-
wrestle.
Supposedly,
So
when
you
other
think
people
Matt
did it,
Bourne is the one that made Doink?
Yes.
Oh,
100%.
100%. Yeah, because he was a damn good wrestler, and he was good at the laughing and stopping and giving the serious eyes. And
Bruce Pritchard says it that there really wasn't much difference between Matt Bourne and Doink, except he had makeup on him.
and you have to keep laughing and think about if you're portraying that clown character, you have to keep like 90% of your shit, So that's
Right.
something that you really have to pull off. You got to commit,
Doink off the top to Crush, pile driver to Crush. Makeup is now coming off, just like
Uh-oh.
everybody else. And body slam to Crush. James, do the moves, do they seem like slow or lazy, or are they controlled from Doink?
Have we got to the pile driver yet?
Yes, the pile driver. I meant that's what I'm talking about.
That did not look because here's the thing, and I wrote this down. Pile driver looked like he legit hit his head, because it did. If you watch it, his head's like damn near at the knees, when he drops him. And then Jim Ross, pile driver was well done, perfectly executed. I was like, but then after that, he's like legit holding his head, and they do a couple moves, and then he goes out of the ring and has his hand on his head, and then just shakes his head a couple times.
Yeah.
Then goes back in. So I think he legit kind of hit his head. Not as bad as Stone Cold, obviously.
No.
But I think got a kind of routed him a little bit. And
It was
they did
different.
a rest, he went out to the ring, hey, you good? And then they came back in.
Mike, you have something to add to that?
No, I was just listening.
Oh, okay, because you just looked like you were ready to say something. That's all right.
Yeah, I was just listening.
Doink off the top into the foot of Crush. Doink back up very quick.
You're gonna skip that spot?
Which spot?
The foot.
I said it.
That was his lowest, and but the fact that it was just like the foot was already up before he jumps.
Yeah.
He doesn't even make connection. It
was bad.
Falls over.
No,
That
I
was a
agree.
terrible, terrible spot.
Crush catches Doink in midair, clotheslines him out of the ring. Doink now trying to get under the ring. Military press to Doink. Ref gets elbowed by Doink by accident. I can't even believe they said it was an accident.
Isn't this fucking Morello the second ref bump thing he's done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Second, now we have this. Now here's the match. Here's what we're here for.
Did
right?
ref bumps happen every match this show?
Since '93,
Pretty
baby.
much.
93. It's the occupation era.
Yeah.
Second, Doink is now in the ring with a
Oh,
low.
you skipped over my favorite part.
Go ahead.
All right, so Crush slams Doink on the ground. Doink does the Undertaker sit up and just sits straight up in the center of the ring. And then Crush does the head crusher onto Doink. Then the second Doink slides in the ring. Go, Brad.
Yeah, Brad,
And
get it right.
with a
Thank
loaded
you,
arm.
Devin.
yeah.
And then we have two Doinks. They're mirroring each other. Is this funny? Do you think this is funny, Devin?
I love this. This is great. Like, And then the whole time the commentators are saying, "Is this an illusion?"
That's not magic. That's cheating.
And then
I didn't like the fact that there was so many ref bumps in this WrestleMania.
Yeah, every fucking match
Because-
seemed like it had a ref bump.
Yeah, really. I mean, because Shawn Michaels, he pulled Joey Marella out.
I think
after
the
10
Steiners have
count.
one.
Yeah. So then we're like they said, they're mirroring each other. They did hit him with the arm, and then the pin by Doink, and that's the match. So listen, it is what it is. I think it's a let me up match, even though you didn't agree, Adam. What did you think, Mike? Did you think it was a let me up match?
Oh, it was a hell of
Oh,
a
yeah,
match. Yeah.
You answered differently, but go ahead,
No,
Mike.
I said it was a match. You want to go use the bathroom and get nachos.
You said Crush is acting like a heel. That's how you answered my question.
And then I said it's also a match. You want to go get nachos and use the bathroom.
Well, thanks, Mike.
My fault. You weren't listening, asshat.
Ouch. You're blowing out birthday candles in there. You're missing half the damn show.
Hey-o.
What happened? Who? What?
MLB the show? Can we just fucking play MLB the show?
Sorry, I'm watching Crush and Macho Man WrestleMania 10.
Yeah, that makes sense. Mike, you got anything?
What's more entertaining than this bullshit we're talking
Shut
about?
the
Out of
fuck
all
up!
the matches on WrestleMania 9, all the matches on WrestleMania 9, we talk about Doink and Crush.
Ah,
Boy,
Love you,
Adam,
Odom. Shout out.
Couldn't talk about. There was the tag team match, Money Inc. versus Hogan and Beefcake,
I'm about to use this right here as my bathroom break. Is what I'm about to do.
and don't
I mean,
even
remember when
include
his
the
audio
dark
was bad?
match.
Those were good times.
Don't forget about the dark match with Papa Shango. Mike, did you see
There's
that? Papa
another gimmick.
Shango?
There's another gimmick.
Donko.
There's the other gimmick I was
Chicago?
thinking about. Yeah, Papa Shango.
Chicago.
That's like a
there's
magic,
also
a voodoo
Undertaker.
act.
Close your mouth and give your ears a chance. That's what
There's
Macho
also
said to
Mr.
Heenan
Perfect.
during this match.
Anyway,
Now we go to Doink and fucking Crush.
thanks,
He's
Mike.
big, but he's quick. And that's what's wrong, ladies. Sometimes you go for big guy, but he's quick. That's the quote right there. He's big, but he's quick. So why
That's-
not
Sometimes
just,
being quick ain't a
why
good
not
thing.
just go for something that may be average, but it'll last long? Hey,
And that's the spirit of June.
That's the
That's
spirit
it.
of part 2.
He's got
Round-
more
round
personalities
two.
than Sybil. Huh? Because Sybil ended up having,
Yeah, I got it.
Ah, yeah, that's it.
Freaking Devin
That's
has
a
no
joke
idea
that
who
you
the
gotta
hell
really
Sybil is.
think about.
Zero idea.
There's gonna be 2 people that get that reference. One of them, Brad.
I one of them's right here.
Yeah.
Sybil had a multiple personality disorder. Devin, Mike, Adam.
They wrote a book about it, made a movie about it. Come find out, fake.
Sybil Shepherd?
No,
Nope.
That's
what I
another-
thought
that's
at
a-
first too.
Moonlighting was a good show. Anyway,
Shout out Bruce Willis.
yeah, that was good. It's old
Yeah.
school. You should give it a try, Devin. I'm sure your grandparents watched it.
Yeah.
We're talking about Dallas?
I'll ask my grandma, see if she knows about it.
She'll know what it is. I promise you.
Yeah, because you'll
All
be
right.
like, "Oh my God, Bruce Willis."
Because honestly, I was a little young for it. So
Hey, you should cover that on ABC's 80s.
yeah,
Yeah.
which should have already aired. Hopefully.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Shout out.
Shout
Yeah.
out. I haven't done it yet, but it already aired. Hope it went great.
Shout out Howard the Duck.
Shout
Shout out
Quack,
Howard
quack.
the Duck.
All right, moving on. Thanks, Mike.
Eat your heart out, Houdini. Eat your heart out, Copperfield. This doink is great. And they also said double doink before Chris Collinsworth made it famous with that Chicago Bears kicker that double doinked it.
Doink, doink, doink.
And we skipped over Fonzie coming down the ring. Say
Hey.
whistle. No whistle Fonzie.
Thanks for coming, Mike.
Always good go. Because whistle Fonzie, annoying as fuck. Shout out Beulah for making that sumbitch bleed. But hey, yeah, there you go. There's a lot of good references right
I do
there.
have a couple of listener questions.
Well, yeah, let's get to them.
So Barney, not the purple dinosaur, asked,
Love it.
Crush was part of Demolition, and they regularly used the Freebird role. Are you a fan of that? And who has done it the best besides the Freebird?
New Day.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's the only answer.
Hell yeah.
What do you think, Adam?
Oh, kick out crew. Don't you dare.
I
I'm
mean, I
telling
don't
you,
think
when
you-
Big E
you-
comes back, I'm waiting on that pop. That's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be-
know, I'm waiting for Big E to come back, definitely. But I don't think
Yep.
anybody does as good as the Freebirds.
Well, no, that's the point. They're not counting them.
So I don't want to compare anybody else to them.
Fine. What do you think,
Fucking
Devin?
fanny pack himself.
I
I
agree
want
with
my fanny
James.
pack to Seattle. I
James.
don't want to hear it.
The greatest tag team of all time, the New Day.
Well, I don't know about all that. How about you, Mike?
All right, what was the question?
All right, so
Oh,
the
geez, you
Freebird
should've
rule.
been
Who
here.
did it best besides the Freebird?
The 3-man rule?
The Freebird.
Um,
the three-man rule, yeah.
NWF.
The Shield.
Did they do it?
I mean, I know. probably
The night you were there? Oh wait.
Ah,
not.
sounds like a
Yeah, I mean,
bash.
dude, I'd say the main ones I did it was the Freebirds and New Day. So those pretty much the only two options.
Well, also it was the Demolition. That's where this came from. Because Crush
Yeah.
was part of Demolition.
Oh,
So
well,
anyway,
yeah.
we have a question here from Jack the Sniffer. It just says, "Who's the crew's favorite clown?" My favorite clown is Ronald McDonald.
A dead one.
That's not true at all.
Probably
by the way.
Brad Stanton, I would have
Yeah,
to guess.
right. That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
I
talking
give
about.
Clown
Devin a
is my
lot of
favorite.
shit, but that's just because he's young.
I like Eric the Clown
We're
from
trying to
Seinfeld,
build
like
his
I said.
metal, you know? Look it up, Devin. METTLE. Like trying to build your metal. But yeah,
Those are-
my favorite's weird because, everybody hates Brad. We all know that,
What are
right?
we doing?
Nah, I don't know. Bozo, though. What about Bozo the Clown, man? You guys
Oh,
don't
yeah,
I
what
don't
about
know
Bozo?
Bozo. All right, Bozo doesn't come to mind. I don't know what's Bozo in.
What?
Chicago,
It was a TV
WGN.
show
He's
back
the
in the
Chicago
day.
market.
What
but
year was
broadcast
Bozo
nationwide.
in a TV show? What year is that?
1990, 91, 92, probably.
Get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here.
He was probably back in the 50s. All the
I mean,
way
I've
to,
heard of him. I don't think I've watched one thing with him.
Are you serious?
No, yeah,
Well, you're
Mike,
the
I'm
bozo
serious.
now, Brad.
Oh,
Yeah.
burn.
Friggin'
Big-
Pennywise,
Finger
badass
hate
clown.
tweets to at Yes Man Brad for not knowing who Bozo the Clown is.
For
You know
real.
what? Our Devin's demographic age group, they're younger than me. They don't know who Bozo is.
No, you know who
What?
all my demographics favorite clown is? Krusty the Clown from freaking The Simpsons.
That's good. I
Yeah.
like it.
Hey.
Hey, is that really Homer though? Huh? There's that conspiracy out there. I don't want to sideshow Bob that topic, but
Boom.
yeah.
I do like
Oh, yeah.
that. All right. That's all I got for questions.
No, thank you, Brad.
Well, you're welcome, Mike. Thanks for coming back.
Boy. See, and these are the best episodes we do, man.
People listen to this bullshit, and I can't believe it.
My favorite's Doink because it wasn't real.
None of them are real.
Oh. Speaking of whatever. So shout out to the listener questions. We appreciate the feedback. Please send more listener questions because obviously we have fun with them. For sure. That was just some grand old stuff right there. But hey, time to kick it on over to Mike. So Mike, what you got this week?
All by yourself.
All by myself. All right. So here's one thing. This week, whenever it was, I was listening to Click This. Shout out to Kevin Nash. And they were talking about the new Captain America movie. And we just did a little show with Spider-Man. But he was talking about how Captain America was going to be the New World Order, was the name of the movie. And I think Kevin Nash kind of got him scared because now the name has changed. It's going to be Captain America Brave World Order.
BWO.
So,
Wow. Wow.
it's going to be
New World
something.
Order.
They
Is
changed
fucking
it
Blue
because,
Meanie gonna come out there and dancing?
because Kevin Nash said he was going to get a piece of that money for it being called Captain America New World Order. He said, "I'm getting a piece of that money."
I can hear him saying it. Man, I can hear him saying it.
They changed it quick. Like 2 days later, after that show aired, different title for the movie.
Oh, that's something.
Ain't that something? Like, I mean, Kevin Nash has that much power. I mean,
Nailed it, Brad.
he still has me blocked on Twitter. I mean, what kind of power
I
does
heard
that?
you ask him about it, and he said, "Oh, there's probably a reason."
Yeah, because he's has me blocked on Twitter, and I'm not paying $20 or $50 to get unblocked for 5 minutes just to get blocked again.
That's
So.
what he said, right?
Yeah. He said, "What did you do to get blocked?" The fuck am
I'm
I
about
know?
to get blocked. I'm about to get blocked right now. Do you think there's enough commercials during his show?
Now,
Yeah.
We need some commercials during our show.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
One.
shout out
Yeah.
at crew
The
at
cold refreshing taste
gmail.com.
of natural light. My goodness. What better way than to start your day than a cold refreshing natural light? It's crisp, it's fresh, and my God, it's the best. That is natural light. America's never bitter, but always too sweet to be sour. And you can even do a power hour with natural light.
Well, he's actually really the only one I listen to without the ads because I do listen to my stuff at adfreeshows.com. I hate it there.
Good plug.
But so I don't get no commercials or anything else that sponsors from them. But he's the only one. But he does have a lot. But they don't have a lot like where they kind of spin off to it. Conrad likes to do a thing where he kind of segues to it. Theirs is just like commercial.
Yeah. I didn't notice it. It's probably a half hour worth of commercials on it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Do you like things with a bang and just things that go, just blasted every minute? Well, it's fireworks season, ladies and gentlemen. And what better way than to go down to Bud's fireworks stand? That's Bud's fireworks stand. Find on the corner of Highway 1 and I'm just kidding.
I didn't know what was going on for about 10
Hey,
seconds.
man, just
5 seconds.
busting in segues, letting all the advertisers know that I can talk about your product and everybody's product. And do you have a promo code? That is KOC.
That is at advertised with KOC and at Kickout Crew.
It's not a site. It's nothing.
gmail.com.
Oh, man.
Does your product need to reach a wide audience? Then you can hit us up. Advertise with KOC.
Why have we had so many sponsors?
All right. Back to you, James.
Woo, man.
Hey, he's having fun with it too. You sure didn't do that?
Yeah, I yelled at him.
You know what? It's fun jokes. And, why not? Why don't we just keep the jokes going on the hottest rising segment in podcast today? Not only wrestling, some would say it's humor and improv. And that is, you know it, I know it. So why not? He just go ahead and, I'll just let that go.
Yeah.
Adam with Waka Waka Waka. So Adam, what you got for us this week?
So I want to do you a couple of them this time because I feel like I let y'all hanging last week.
Well, I thought you were going to be on the road again, Willie Nelson, but it just
It's
wasn't
gonna
in
be
the
a little while
cards
if I hit the road.
Movers _from_Bama took a long time.
Yeah, cross country _from the country. All right, so y'all know, I've been really afraid for the calendars here lately because its days are numbered.
Every month.
Every month they're numbered. So why do fathers take an extra pair of socks when they go golfing? In case they get a hole in one.
Nice.
Waka
Waka.
I actually do like that one.
Singing in the shower is fun until you get soap in your mouth. Then it becomes a soap opera.
Apparently, I like that one.
Got bread. Got
What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie? Sophisticated.
Professional.
How do you follow Will Smith in the snow? You follow the Fresh Prince.
I knew. Fuck. Like right when you started saying it.
I was thinking, yep.
Oh crap! I think I've said that one already, so I don't want to say that again. That wasn't that good. Let's see what that.
Hell, they'll only know that joke, Adam, if they check out the archives.
So, dear math, grow up and solve your own problems.
I like that
How
one a
about
lot.
that?
I might get that one tattooed.
So, how does the moon cut his own hair? Eclipse it.
Man, I'm thinking. I'm not
That
getting
was
them.
so good. I was thinking like crescent, half moon.
I'm thinking about.
Like that.
I'm thinking about cheese.
Jeez, what the fuck?
My mind went, the moon doesn't have hair.
I'm thinking about cheese.
Can't get nothing by Devin, can we? All right.
Devin, that's another one.
So where do fruit go on vacation? Paris. Paris.
Paris.
Paris.
I'm thinking about cheese.
So I asked my dog what 2 minus 2
Shout out
is.
ranch.
This is my last one. No, I got 2 more. I asked my dog what's 2 minus 2. He said nothing.
That one may be the best one you've ever told.
So what did the baby corn say to mama corn? Where's popcorn?
Damn.
Oh,
Dude.
Waka waka
You're,
waka.
you're, hey,
Yeah.
you're ending on a good one.
Adam.
Right up, man.
hitting it with the joke. Take notes, Ben Jones. Right there's how you do it.
Every
Boom.
Shots
can
fired.
we just fucking have an episode? Shout out to the Zip Code Bros. That's the Zip Code Bros
Hey.
reference.
Well,
you can check
I mean,
them out on
they did
YouTube
put-
and wherever.
Let me tell you what they did to us. Sorensen.
Great job, James.
Sorensen called Frank. And
Flipping
Frank,
this out.
Frank always wants to, if you call
Yeah,
Frank,
probably
he's
not.
real good about calling you back. So he's like, hey man, I gotta call Sorensen back. And he said, all right, fine. So we called and he said, well, hey, I'm talking to so-and-so on the Zoom. Do you mind jumping on a Zoom call with us? And we were driving, yeah, why not? Next thing I know, we're recording a damn extra episode of the Zip Code Bros, like right there on the spot.
Was that the Triple H bonus episode?
Yes, didn't even
Yeah.
know we was going to be on there. He just kind of started to Zoom and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, here's Gallagher, and we're talking to Adam Jefferson. We're going to start our podcast."
I think you can sue him
That's
for
the
that.
best way to
I
get
swear
Adam
to God,
join.
that's what he did.
We'll,
He had-
we'll
he had
just
no
all
idea.
be like, we'll all be like hanging out, and then like randomly, like on
Record.
a Thursday at 6:55, be like,
That's what he did.
"Hey Adam, you want to jump on the Zoom call real quick, bro? Just shoot the shit." And then like,
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did.
Great story. Shout
I
out.
wish I was
like
lying.
a shadow in the night. Dun, 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 dun. Was that Dio? I think. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, we're about to cash in on moving along on this, I guess. Was that all Waka Waka? Because that
Yeah,
was
I figured I'd give
fucking-
y'all a double dose, and I don't know if I can end on a better one than the popcorn.
That's the spirit
That
of
was
two, Adam. That was
Two
you
times.
killed it on that. That was once again, that was the hottest rising segment in podcast today.
Yeah.
But here we go, supposedly. I don't know if we should go to this, but hey, I guess we rather should. So would you rather go on with this, Brad, or what are we doing right now?
So
Would
these
you
are all
rather talk about
wrestling-
more matches?
These are not
Heyo.
dirty. These are not dirty. So, would you rather have attended WrestleMania 1 or WrestleMania 30?
30.
WrestleMania
30.
30, just to let you know, is the Daniel Bryan and Undertaker losing. WrestleMania 1, of course, is the first one ever.
Yeah, but 30 is when The Rock, Stone Cold Hogan come out, and he calls it the Silver Dome.
Right?
Damn right.
That is
So
true.
what's it going to be, guys?
30,
30.
all day.
30.
I think
30.
I'm going with one.
Just because you weren't alive.
Yeah, but look at all
Was
the
he alive in
stars that were
30?
back then at
We-
at
we
Why,
bought
you
WrestleMania
want to
1.
see Thunderlips and Clubber Lang team together?
I want to see Muhammad Ali. I want to see Cyndi Lauper. I want to see the legends. These more than just the wrestlers, the international superstars, the celebrities. Everyone was at WrestleMania 1.
That's true. I'm with you, Devin, because the thing about Cyndi Lauper was if you're lost, you can look and you will find her time after time.
Wow.
And at the time,
Time after
if you were
time.
at WrestleMania 1, you were the only one watching WrestleMania 1.
Oh,
They've shown it later. You could watch it at movie theaters and stuff. But WrestleMania 30, we had 5 million people in the world watch WrestleMania 30.
I'll tell you what, I'm torn. Now I'm torn because you sold me. I'm going WrestleMania 1.
fuck off, Brad.
Yeah.
Part of history.
What?
Part of history. WrestleMania 30 is my favorite WrestleMania.
No,
Give him
WrestleMania
time.
30 is part of
Why are
history.
you listening to him?
because he's making sense. You guys didn't give me any reasons. You just said, yeah, that's it.
Would
There
you
are
rather
two
go to
constants
30 or
about our
WrestleMania
show.
3?
We always talk over Mike and we always shit on Devin. Those are like the two constants of our show.
Don't worry, we talk over Devin too.
Yeah, well, I mean,
All right.
Deserved.
So 2 of us for WrestleMania 1, 3 for WrestleMania 30. All right. How about this one? Mankind winning his first title. I'm talking about the main title,
Yeah.
WWE title, WWF title.
Butts in the
or-
seat.
What?
yeah, butts and
in the
seats.
seat.
Butts and seats, yes. Or the Hell in a Cell against the Undertaker.
Oh,
Hell in a Cell.
oh, yeah. That's hard.
So she said, but what about this? Which choice are you making?
Um, Hell in a
So-
Cell, 100%.
We only keeping one in history?
I kind of
No,
think.
no. Which
No,
would you rather
it-
go to?
You go to.
Oh, you're talking about go to?
Yeah, go to. Which would you rather have been at?
Oh God, what? Well, see,
I think this is hard, man. I
well,
really do.
you know, my answer is a Stone Cold Pop. Obviously, Stone Cold Pop.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
thinking.
if you were at that the King of the Ring match, I mean that changed history forever. Like that changed the game forever. Like forever. Which, you know, Mankind winning the title, Foley's baby boy, Stone Cold Pop, all that stuff. That's cool. That's good. But that Hell in a Cell match changed the game. Like,
So you're going to Hell in a Cell?
no. That's Stone Cold Pop, dude. I'm doing, but that's a hard decision. But Stone
Well, see,
Cold Pop.
here's my thing. I think what made Mick Foley's first title win big was, or not his win, the Hell in a Cell, I'm sorry, was Jim Ross's call, like how he called everything.
Well, yeah.
So
As
by
God
God,
is my witness,
he broke him in half. He just Jim Ross, you know, the match was amazing, but Jim Ross is, I think, what kind of put it over the top for me. If I'm there live, I'm not going to hear that. So I'm going to have to go. Yeah, I can't. I'm going to have to go with the first one because that pop was Stone Cold.
Devin?
I think I'm going with the King of the Ring, the Hell in a Cell match. It's the live show versus the taped Mankind
It's
winning
live
the
if you're
title.
there.
All right, very true.
Hey,
but
hey, shout
you
out.
don't know
no,
what you had
that's
to sit
wrestling,
through
baby.
before that,
Shout out, Mike.
Speaking of that, speaking of what you just said, Devin, I was going to say something, and if I was going to wait for Mick Foley to say this, but I'm going to tell you guys something. I knew about Mick Foley winning that championship before Tony Schiavone said anything. Because you know why? The WWF put that on their website. Childhood dream realized Mankind wins the WWF champion. Now, this is not a time of social media or anything like that, but I did go to the website because, you know, I used to do the chat. I was a wrestling guy back then. And they leaked it. They leaked it. So even though we blame Tony Schiavone with the butts and seats thing, that was leaked on their website a week before.
Oh, that's a good point.
And when they break down everything, because you know, Conrad did the deal with Shivani and with JR, and I mean the people did change the channel, but they also changed it right back for the Finger Poke of Doom.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, and I agree with them. Those ratings are kind of inflated because number one, the way they recorded them, and number two, we were all switching back and forth. Like there were some blowhards that were like, "I'm watching this and only this." I get that. But I would say probably half of that audience that was, you know, exploding in the late 90s were all switching back and forth. Some
Right.
people,
I was
either
some people
switching
were,
back and
like,
forth.
to
I'd
their
say
brand,
half
I
of
get
them.
that. There was a separation. But
I'd
most
say
of us,
over half.
like, switching back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah.
So
See,
Adam, what
and
do
I'd
you
say
think?
75% was swapping back and forth.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I did? I switched back and forth through like some of it. I mainly kept it on WWF, but I knew Nitro had a replay right after.
Yep.
So I would watch Nitro, then I would watch Raw, flip back and forth on like a shitty segment or something.
Yeah.
But then I knew right after Raw was over, I could switch it back over and watch Nitro all over again.
Did I hear that Nitro replay did 1 million views too?
That's
It
what I'm
did
saying.
4 million views.
Why
The
do you
replay.
think? Because,
Well,
I think
yeah,
that's
some of the
why.
replays did big numbers.
Yeah.
yeah, they did big numbers because everybody went back
And
to
when the
Raw and
playoffs were
watched
on.
Raw.
You know.
Adam, do you have a choice here? Which one are you going to?
Hell in a Cell.
Okay. I'm going to go to Mick. One of my favorite moments in history is Mick winning that title.
I
The Stone
agree.
Cold Pop, the way he did it, who he is. Now, it would have happened without this Hell in a Cell.
And who
I
did
don't
he
think.
beat that night?
And it's a
The
babyface
Rock.
DX. Like
That's
we
why I don't
even
like it
think
because it beat The Rock.
The
like
Rock
a
was heel.
babyface DX. You know, like there's a lot going on right there.
He had a
Well, I
corporate
just
Rock though.
Yeah.
I just watched the Rivals, the Undertaker, and the Mankind Rivals. I watched it just like today, and man, I'll tell you, I know we talk about this Hell in a Cell match too much. We all do. He should be dead. He really should be dead.
Oh God, yeah.
Like we talk about Owen Hart
And Terry,
the
dude,
terrible
like
accident
Terry
that he was.
Funk is legit pissed.
Think
Like
about,
yelling, bitching at everybody, legit pissed.
but even like the Undertaker slamming him through the cage like that. I mean, what if he would have died? What would the Undertaker's
Mankind and
legacy
Edge,
be?
Mankind and Edge, and then Randy Orton and Mankind.
Yeah.
Well, Mankind
I,
said if he would have got all the way up for that choke slam, he would have been dead. But the fatigue and everything, he like didn't even get up for the choke slam, and it just caused him to fall like.
That might have been the end of the career, the end of his life, and the end of the career for the Undertaker.
That would have been that because here's the thing, when because that let's say that it did happen, you know,
Inches.
poorly, like paralyzed or whatever.
Mhm.
The Owen thing is not that many months, you know, after this.
1999. This is 1998.
Yeah.
And
like,
Owen's thing is a
so-
complete accident. He like the first bump was on purpose with Mick, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
still
yeah.
which is still insane.
That's
Anyway.
ridiculous.
I mean, we
But
can go on like
But
this
that's
forever.
what I'm saying. Like, even with that, like, I mean, I think to me, it was Jim Ross's call, like how he was throwing that match. I mean, the match itself made the match. You can listen to that thing on mute and be
My God,
starstruck
my
from
God,
that.
he killed him. He killed him.
It just keeps
But
going.
There's
Jim
not only
Ross
that.
made that match.
You can even listen to like if you listen to the audio, like if it has like crowd stuff and like and you hear that crash through the table, even the audio of that is like he's dead. Because I think who was it? I think was it King that was like, he's dead. And then it's
But
nuts.
then he
Man.
goes back up.
And then he goes back up, and then
Taker had a
15
broken ankle, and nobody
Yeah,
even
but
talks about that. And he climbed the cage twice with a broken ankle.
And jumped off
the
of it.
cage to the- Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You know, and
anyway,
but that's another thing. Like with one of those matches,
Boy, we were right. Yeah. This is,
if you're deaf, you could watch that match and it'd be a great match.
I
If
think
you're
this-
blind, you could listen to that match and it'll be a great match.
so this next one's going to be easy because I wrote it now. It's going to be easy. CM Punk's AEW debut or the debut episode of Dynamite?
Oh, CM Punk's debut.
Yeah, me too.
100%.
sold
Yeah,
out in an arena on a rumor.
Devin?
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm gonna go with the first episode of Dynamite.
Because Sammy Guevara started the damn show.
My boy Sammy Guevara was in the first
Told you.
ever match of Dynamite. And then to close the show, Sammy Guevara joined forces with the one and only Chris Jericho and the Inner Circle.
I love it. At least somebody.
Fuck yeah. Hey, so we got the Sammy shit in. Hey, all of those people watching on video, Devin poured a Nitro Pepsi. I guess, we might as well mention that too. Easter egg. So there's
You're
your
not supposed to
Sammy
tell
and
'em.
there's your Sammy and Pepsi Nitro shit.
What do you got, Adam? Which one are you picking?
I
Damn
want
good
to drown
question.
that away with the cold refreshing taste of natural light.
Good question, because the CM Punk debut was good. Now, if it had been on Dynamite, it would have been better.
Huh.
It was on Rampage.
No, that's
so
the
It was
only way
live
to start
though. It was
Rampage.
live.
Yeah, Rampage was live. And everybody knew it, dude. The crowd was chanting CM Punk. And then, like,
That's the worst kept secret in wrestling history, you know?
Didn't matter.
hey, man, but it wasn't. Here's the thing, though. People don't pay attention like all of us. Because I remember
Good
telling
turnout.
Jesse, I was like, dude, it's rumored that CM Punk's going to be here. Like, blah, blah, blah. And he was even watching it. And then when his music hit, like, there's that little quote thing, and then, and then, bam, 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 bam. That crowd goes fucking ape shit, like ape shit. And
Ape
Jesse's
shit.
watching it, and he's like, dude. And I was like, I'm telling you, man, this is big. Like, CM Punk's back. This is huge. He's like, man, that crowd's going crazy, da da da. And he's not really a wrestling fan. So all the people that pay attention knew it was happening. But, I don't really like to read a bunch of shit because I kind of like to be surprised. And obviously I kind of knew, hey, this is probably going down. That's why I was watching. But man, when his music hit and people went ape shit, I remember sitting at this computer watching it going like, holy fuck, this is huge for wrestling. This is huge for wrestling. Holy shit, this is huge.
Okay, so James, question for you. What was bigger? What was a bigger pop?
I didn't answer mine yet.
No, he didn't.
Okay, go ahead and answer yours.
Now I don't know what I want to do because now I'm confused because all the rambling. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, what was the question?
I might want to side with David on this one because I'm a CM Punk fan. I like CM Punk, but
Still?
you know it was Cody and Sammy to start the show, and then you had a Brandon Cutler versus MJF in the show.
Brandon freaking Cutler.
And it shows you how far he's come since then. SCU was a part of the show. Hangman Adam Page versus the Bastard Pac.
That has Scorpio.
Britt Baker was on there. Nyla Rose. We got some Nakazawa in there.
They definitely had a banger show for their first one.
No, yeah, that's why I was trying to do hard questions.
Would
you rather?
The Elite, the Young Bucks with Chris Jericho, Santana and Ortiz.
Do you think
one of the Crockett Cup?
Do you think you knew AEW was going to be something big when they first announced it, having the people they had on the roster?
They
Yeah,
treated
Conrad
it like
Thompson
a big deal.
announced a lot of it.
They treated it like a big deal, so I feel like since they debuted it right, I thought it was going to be something big.
I guess I may have misconstrued the Would You Rather because
Yeah,
that whole episode is great. Like the whole episode, and a lot of people were watching Dynamite, man, when it first debuted. A lot of people were.
Well,
you
I can't wait.
Because it was a couple weeks later. They go to Atlanta. Cody does the flip off the cage. Like a lot of people were watching this shit.
I think the first episode I'll pick that over the CM Punk.
Yeah. The Rampage was pretty much the debut of CM Punk, and then just a couple matches. But
I want to be there for that moment, though.
well, I mean, we were there for his match, his first
in
match
Chicago,
back.
yeah.
I
But
mean,
this
that
next
We
was,
were, Mike. And Adam, I think, was there too. Brad was
That
there
next
for
one-
the first Top Guy weekend.
when he
Yeah,
came
yeah.
out in that main event match, that was something.
This next one. Is
But
gonna
I
be-
got a question for James while we're on this one subject.
Ah,
Yeah,
And
I
it's
would
just
like
your
to
game.
talk more, Mike. So appreciate
Okay.
it.
Yeah, why? We got all. Yeah, people love 3-hour shows.
Bigger
Hey,
pop,
Brad, I got a question. Go ahead, Mike.
bigger pop. Stone Cold comes out for the Mick Foley match, or CM Punk's return.
Now
No,
we're
I
asking
don't
the
know.
questions.
Stone Cold.
I don't know about that.
I don't know, man.
Freaking Dolph Ziggler's up there with the cash in too.
Well, we're not talking about that, Brad.
I'm
That
just
wasn't
saying,
one
there's
of
some
the
big
choices.
pops. That was a big one too.
That
Yeah.
was a big pop.
Well, I mean, we could be Hogan beating Andre, and 93,000 people were screaming.
Yeah,
So,
but we weren't alive then, so it didn't matter.
yeah,
Yeah, yes, I was.
man. Well, I mean, if we're talking about shit that Mike didn't, if we're talking about things that Mike didn't ask, we can go through all the, But the two that he did ask, I will respect that. I don't know, man. I can't. I don't have an
What's your
answer.
Nobody's
Um,
bigger than Stone Cold.
I think the cheer that went on longer was, of course, the CM Punk went on for a while.
But yeah, but
They
that's
were
a comeback.
chanting his
Like that's a
name.
comeback. When you
They
run
chanting
in
his
in a
name.
match,
But they
to do
were in
something,
Chicago. If
you're
they were
kinda
in
in
any
there
other
and out.
city, would it have been as big of a pop?
No, but it would have been big.
No.
But the glass breaking was the bigger.
wherever it went on.
It was more of a
that's where
surprise.
it was bigger.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
it was-
because you didn't know Stone Cold was coming. They knew CM
Right.
Punk was coming, but it
That
was pretty
CM Punk
wild.
thing was loud though.
It was loud. It was
Like, you
crazy. I
can't-
loved
you-
watching. I watched that 10 times.
There was
Dude.
people crying.
It had like millions and millions and millions of views on YouTube. Like
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
and it's awesome.
I showed non-wrestling fans. It
Yeah.
was it was
I
a
did
moment.
too, because I was like, hey, tell these people that it's fake, it's stupid. Like people are losing their fucking minds,
All right, two
It's the
more.
thing about people being at concerts.
Two more.
Yeah, those two were hard, Mike. Sorry, Brad's trying to usurp this. People always talk over you, Mike. And
know.
90% of the time.
I'm sorry I had a better would you rather than Brad.
Hey, that is a good one, man.
Be there for the Montreal screw job, or Hogan beats Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9.
Oh, screw job.
Oh,
You talking
screw
about
job.
crowd or backstage?
Being in there, being in the crowd.
Screw job.
Backstage? Who are we?
I mean, if we're doing hypotheticals, maybe I'm like,
Why would you want to be there for the screw job, Adam?
Because it's something that's still talked about now.
But that's the thing. At the time, you wouldn't have been like that. You'd probably have been pissed.
yeah.
But
I was a
then you'd be
Shawn
talking
Michaels
about it
fan,
now. I was there.
Looking back now, you say that. That's what makes
And,
this a
and
question.
yeah.
What do
I
you
still
think?
think the screw job. I think
Screw
that was a
job?
bigger deal, even live.
Devin?
Yep, same. I'm going with the screw job. It was 2 days before I was born. It's the reason that my dad was watching Raw the week later, and what's got me into a fandom after that. So I think it'd just be cool to go to.
James?
Straight out of the womb, you were just like, I am intrigued on this Montreal Screwjob storyline.
Straight out of the womb, I was like, "Suck it."
But no, I will say, the being there live, you know, obviously the Hogan pop, and hey, people can talk shit on WrestleMania 9 all you want to. Look at the crowd; they were losing their fucking minds when Hogan won. But to be there in person, when the pay per view, the Survivor Series '97 goes off air, there's still shit going on. So it would be cool to be there in person to watch Bret Hart like slam cameras, badmouth people, like, you know, the whole Hart Foundation comes out, like everybody's wondering, like, you know, they folked him, you know. So to be at that event would have been cool to see what happened when the cameras went off.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you're there, I don't think you know anything that's going on. And especially at the time, you're not going to realize what a kind of a enormity this is. I'm going with Hogan beats Yoko and having that WrestleMania moment. I don't think you would know.
Hands
how
up,
good
hands up in the air. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you'd know really what's going on at the screw job. I don't think you'd be able to. I think
kind of know Bret Hart's leaving though. Like, you know, Bret Hart's leaving.
we knew that, Bret Hart's.
But did they have a?
But they
dirt
did.
sheet
They
that
said
day?
they even said on Raw, like, you know,
I know.
Bret
I
Hart's
just don't.
out.
I think it's just a bigger thing now to say you were there, like you said. Saying you were at the screw job is something, but I think
Yeah.
at the moment you wouldn't.
Yeah,
have
shout
enjoyed
out to
it.
Mike. He says he was at one important event in wrestling. He wasn't even watching, but boy, how did we hear it?
I'm going with Yoko losing to Hogan.
Yeah.
But is it the WrestleMania itself or is it the match?
The match.
Okay.
Well, I mean, listen. If I'm a kid, which I wasn't a kid at the time, but if like I was someone like Josh's age, 5, 6, 7, yeah, that's where you want to be. But
Look at that crowd, man. People shit on that WrestleMania. And then I think it was Bruce on his podcast was like, hey, look at the crowd. You can talk all the shit you want. Look at the crowd.
Yeah.
Look at the crowd.
No, I agree.
And in hindsight, it is complete shit. Like, that's why everybody shits on it, because, you know, we're what, fucking 40 or 30 years later from it. Of
Mhm.
course,
But the
that's
kids-
why
but the-
we all
but-
shit on it.
But the
But
kids
in that
loved it.
moment, Hulk Hogan did right by Bret and won the title, beat the bad
Right.
guy. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Hogan, the kids loved it. That's all that matters, really. All right, one more. I knew this was going to be something, by the way. This is my gift to you, Mike.
Uh-oh.
Oh, thank you.
So, where'd you rather be
Yes.
at? Goldberg beats Hogan for the title on Nitro, or the Goldberg streak is broken by Kevin Nash?
Goldberg Street is broken.
Or yeah, Mike.
watched
Mike
it
would
Oh, I know
live.
what you were going to
agree
say.
and be
I
backstage.
watched. Listen, I was living here in Georgia. I was as a kid,
Go figure.
and I was allowed to go to that pay-per-view. My cousin had it. He was a little bit older than me. Well, a lot older than me because I was still in school. But I was allowed to go to his house that night, spend the night, and miss school the next night for that pay-per-view. I had to make sure 2 weeks before then that I had all my homework done. I had all this done. I had all my chores done, everything for 2 weeks because I knew it was coming up. Did all that stuff. Got to go to it live because I knew Kevin Nash was going to whoop his ass.
Wait. You hated
He
Goldberg
watched
then?
it. He watched it.
I hated Goldberg then. Yes, I've hated Goldberg since then. Yes,
All right. What do you got?
I've
Adam?
never.
Did you
never
cry?
liked
Did you
Goldberg.
cry when he lost? Like tears of happiness? Like, did you cry?
Tears of happiness. I mean, I was taking shots and everything. Like taking. I was,
Taking
No.
shots? What are you, like 12?
Not old enough.
I was
When-
in. Well,
when he
what
beat
was I,
Hogan.
like, seventh or eighth grade.
I was about to
at
say
the time?
98, like December 98. So
Yeah.
what are you, like
I
13?
already graduated in 04, so you do the math. That's what grade I was in.
Nailed
So
it.
him beating Hogan because it made him a double champion, all because Bill Goldberg went to college at the University of Georgia.
Devin?
Worst episode ever.
I'm going to the same one as Adam, honestly. We got to see Bill Goldberg defeat Scott Hall earlier in the night to a huge pop. And then later when he picked
Terrible
up
match.
Hogan for the jackknife, that entire crowd erupted.
Jackhammer Jackhammer.
You're right. Wrong one. My bad. Jackhammer. The jackknife is Kevin Nash's. My bad. But so Jackhammer, the whole crowd erupts, and I think it'd be cool to be part of that crowd.
Yeah.
James?
You know the answer to this one. Why not be in the Georgia Dome watching because if you remember, Hulk Hogan turned heel and crushed the hearts of millions of kids. I happen to be one. And as Brad so eloquently pointed out on the Odom benefit stream, I cheer for the baby faces. And 99% of the time, when I look back at it, I do. So yeah, you have Goldberg, like they said, beating Scott Hall, and then he comes out here, beats Hogan for the title when Hogan is like ultimo heel, you know, and they beat him for the title in front of that was 60,000 people screaming, going ape shit. I mean, Brad even had to leave so he could cheer because, you know, the memory just refreshed his brain so much. I just think it was good to be 60,000. Oh, fuck off, Adam. Heel. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, to be in the crowd when Goldberg did that had to be epic. It had to be fucking phenomenal. And then the Falcons were there. I mean, it was cool.
So I'm going with the same thing. I want to see Hogan lose that. That was a big moment.
Y'all suck ass. Really.
What? Watching Hogan lose to
What does that have to do with
Goldberg was
anything,
like,
Mike?
Because watching Goldberg lose is even better than watching Hogan lose.
You know what
No.
they should have done? They should
What
have
does sucking ass have to
screwed.
do with it?
They should have screwed Goldberg and like made it a draw. That way he didn't lose, and then book it for a pay-per-view when he finally wins.
But I can't say, you know,
Thank
even
you.
at that time, I was a Nash fan. Like, I didn't like Goldberg. I didn't hate Goldberg as much as I do now.
Yeah, I don't
But-
believe you at all. I think you liked Goldberg. Just saying.
No,
I
I
think the
never. I,
streak
I didn't like
ending the way it
Goldberg.
did was
I thought he was too over.
Yeah.
I
But like
always
Nash
did.
also says, look at the crowd because a lot of Nash people like kind of people cheered, but I think it was because of the change, not the you know.
But I've always been a Nash fan. Like I like Nash. Like,
But
well-
you could have played Goldberg and Hogan all the way to Starrcade.
yeah, I mean, you could have
Or
made that a
Halloween
main
Havoc.
event. Yeah, you can make that a main
Have a
event.
bullshit finish
Anything.
where Goldberg has a draw, so he didn't lose. Back and forth, you know, because Hogan ain't wrestling. Boom,
Mm-hmm.
pay-per-view, you know. No. But Atlanta, you know how yeah, they booked it because of Atlanta.
Yep,
So
Actually, it was Hogan's idea.
it was
knew-
Hogan's idea.
it was
Yep.
Hogan's idea, yeah.
Well, sometimes he has short-sighted and bad ones.
So
That
I
ain't
knew that was
work for
gonna
me, brother.
I knew that was gonna take some time, guys, because that's what we love is talking about wrestling. So
Taking time.
back to you, James.
Well, you know what? Appreciate that, Brad. That was a good segment. And it was cool to see, like, because all those moments were iconic and people were watching them. So those were, you know, flashbacks to a greater past. Like when Hogan defeated Andre. Yeah, shout out John LaJoy. I know Devin loves it. Speaking of Devin, though, hey, we just talked about iconic moments that people watch. But what are we watching these days, Devin? So what you got for the demographic this week?
So for my Devin's demographic this week, Brad kind of talked a little bit about one of them, about my demographic, and one of his would you rathers when he was talking about CM Punk's debut in AEW. For my demographic, I want to talk about the return of CM Punk in AEW. It's gonna be on
I
the
like
new
how no one's talking about this, so I'm glad we get to cover it.
AEW show Collision starting June 17th, Saturday night at 8 p.m. We'll see the return of CM Punk as he teams with FTR, the AEW World Tag Team Champions, as they go up against the Ring of Honor Television Champion Samoa Joe
That's only
and
2 days after this
Bullet
episode.
Club Gold.
Yep, that's in 2 days, Devin.
Hey, is that going to be a big pop when he returns?
Oh,
Compared to
probably
the
because
pop-
it is
I mean, the
in.
pop when he debuted is going to be huge, but when he returns, how do you think that's going to go? Because, like, I think they're like we said with the debut, I think the return they're lucky they're doing it in Chicago. That's all I'm going to say.
All right,
I've
that's
I'm
heard-
booing him. I'm
that's
booing him out of the
crazy.
building.
Because
I'm booing him
any
tickets
other
the rest of my life.
any other city, they could do it in fucking Milwaukee and they probably boo him. But
boo him.
Chicago, Probably
I
gonna
heard
cheer him.
ticket sales for that new show are terrible, other than the first episode. I've heard all the Canadian places for what was it called? What's the new
Collision.
show called?
Collision.
Collision. So
And
I've heard
Forbidden Door.
Well, I've heard of Forbidden Doors almost sold out, but I've heard
Oh, yeah.
Collision.
Saturated, man. It's too much.
Other than there's just no build up to it because AEW has no storylines going on right now.
That's true.
They're
They
not-
make an announcement, and then
Yeah,
expect people just
and
to
it doesn't
flip
feel
the game.
special every time. If you make an
500,000
announcement,
people. 500,000 people are watching Rampage.
If you,
No,
if
no,
you
that's on a
less-
good night.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
if
saying.
you have low ticket prices, I'm assuming they're gonna pack out that place. But if you try to get like good tickets on just the fact that you have a show, because they're just now announcing it, like
I've heard the ticket sales for all of it are garbage.
Yeah.
They're barely selling over 1,000 tickets.
but hey, it is selling tickets when CM Punk and FTR battle the Elite in Wembley.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Calling it.
Anyway, Devin, we knew it had to come up, so that was good.
Well, yeah,
I'm more excited about Okada and Daniel Bryan.
That's Forbidden Door, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I'm talking about
I'm
All
more excited
In.
about that match than anything.
Yeah, boy. Why are we talking about that, Devin? Dickhead, you're over here talking about CM Punk. What about Okada versus Daniel Bryan?
that's a little further away.
Oh yeah, 5 days away?
Yeah, 5, 6, 7 more days later.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We have
Oh, you
many
gonna
more
talk about it
Devin's
on next week's show?
demographics in Kick Out Crew.
I feel Bullet Club Gold's about to
They
grow.
call you the Rainmaker, Devin. Welcome to the fucking desert.
So Mike said stall him for 2 minutes.
That's fine. Bullet Club Gold is about to
That's
grow.
what he tells him.
That was a short 2 minutes.
I'm back. Hey,
That's also what she tells him.
That's what he tells his wife too. Stall for 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's it.
Devin, I'm not gonna lie, I am not excited at all for CM Punk. I'm not excited at all for Collision. I think 2 shows is enough for AEW. What I
honestly
don't
feel
like is
like-
they took off Dark and they took off Dark Elevation because that was the NXT-ish kind of thing, with the
Maybe
developmental.
Collision will be that. Maybe Rampage will be that.
Do you
They
think
do
that's
have
what
a
there's-
big roster, man. I think it's a good opportunity for other people to rise to the top.
I just don't feel like they're going to do this right.
I don't think they're going to get a lot of ratings.
No, it's Saturday
with
night.
The under talent that they're going to
Eight
use. I don't
o'clock.
think they're going to get a lot of ratings.
I know that we've been hearing it over and over again that sporting events do make it on Saturday nights, but this isn't a sporting event. This is 3 times a week they're on. It's not the same thing.
But it's not the same people 3 times a
And
week.
they're not good
They have
storylines
a
right now
big
either.
roster. I think it'll be all right.
Not to mention you have Ring of Honor on its own channel as well.
Mhm.
Do you think it's too much?
Yes,
You figure? I mean, we got Monday, we got
Oh.
Tuesdays.
not just wrestling
got
in general. I mean
Wednesdays.
AEW.
What I don't know
They
what
have a
time.
big
Devin's
roster.
on
Everybody bitches
Thursday.
about Tony Khan
Impact.
signing all these fools. Now he's about to literally divide them all up. And it's
I'm Listen, I'm betting against it.
shows now.
Buy $50.
Because
I'm
when he had a
betting
big
failure.
roster, it was, why don't you add another show so you can divide it up? Now that he added another show, it's like, too many shows. Like,
If
I-
he was
I-
doing
I was-
Dynamite, if he
what
was-
can that fucking dude do to make everybody happy? Like, what do you
I'm
want?
not.
was
I'm
doing
not.
Dynamite
He
mad
hasn't
about
made a
adding
dime yet,
extra show.
James.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm
He's
not
not
mad
making
about
money.
him adding an extra show.
You don't
I
ever
think
make
it's him-
money when you start a business. You have to
It's
wait.
him
5
adding.
years.
I think it's
Well,
the
the
Saturday.
TV money.
I think it's the Saturday is what's gonna hurt him. I'm not mad about him doing another
I don't think
show,
it's gonna.
but
I don't
the
think it's
Saturday.
gonna draw millions of viewers, but I don't think
It's
it's
too
meant.
soon.
I don't think it's meant
However-
to draw millions of viewers.
Thanks a lot,
However-
Devin.
However, Ring of Honor should have had a show.
Yes, Ring of Honor should have a show you have to pay for.
if
It's the same
Dynamite-
guys.
Yes.
Dynamite was having good storylines. I'd
There you
put
go,
more
Brad.
faith
It's
into
not
it.
going to be the same guys moving forward.
We'll
But
see.
I'm
Just
saying
like
it should've
the
been a Ring of
brand
Honor
split,
show.
right?
Should have been
No,
a Ring
you
of
can't
Honor
compare
show.
everything to what happened. These are 2 different companies.
All right,
No
we'll see what happens then.
storytelling.
And I bet you I'm right.
No storytelling.
Oh, Jericho's just going to do 5 shows a week. I mean, they're going to have different talent on
They'll
different.
try
shit.
it first, and then they'll mix it up, just like the brand split.
Just like Rampage.
If they can
Like
maintain
Rampage.
storylines, I'd have more faith in it.
Even Ring of Honor puts guys on different shows.
Oh, yeah.
Samoa
We have
Joe, the
6
Ring of Honor television champion, is going to be on the
We
first
have
Collision.
6 days
Right.
of wrestling.
So he
every
can
week.
battle Punk. So the ROH homies get.
Lucha
Man,
Bros are the tag team
You
champs.
have to kind of simmer your vegetables before you cook them, or before you add them to the meal. Why would he not? Why would he not put Punk and Samoa Joe on that?
Listen,
and maybe that drives people to the ROH.
It's gonna be a good first show, and then it's gonna fall apart.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's going to pull away from Dynamite too.
Pull away from Dynamite.
It should
the people
really
they don't
only be
use,
Dynamite.
the people they don't put on TV, it's going to pull away. Maybe Pillman becomes a fucking star on this show.
How long did it take
other
for
people
WWE to have a
like
second
not
show?
as far as wrestlers.
I'm not saying it's going to put butts in seats, but maybe his other motherfuckers we don't see get to shine.
Do you think CM Punk comes out with an AEW championship?
I'm talking about Tony Khan's. Tony Khan, he can barely concentrate on Dynamite, so his attention is going to be pulled away to concentrate on that. I don't think he needs to be doing all that. He needs somebody to do Dynamite. He needs somebody to do Collision. He don't need to be doing both of them.
Is he doing a brand split? Do we know for sure they're doing a brand
Even
split?
if he does, it's going to change back.
But Jerry Lynn and them are doing Ring of Honor. They announced that. Jerry Lynn and who? Sandra Singh?
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is
you have to bring people in and then get it out.
It
is going to take time, and it's not going to draw millions.
It should take time to make the shows to happen. 1993 Raw happened. 1999 SmackDown happened. 6 years. And that's an established brand.
If Dynamite was doing good on doing,
I don't think they're there to make money.
I think they would.
I don't think. I think he's just a kid with it. Nah.
I don't think they expect anything to just blast through the doors. I think you're giving too much it doesn't draw a million viewers. It's a fail. I don't think.
According to Tony Khan, they had offered it to
draw a million viewers.
All right. Yeah. Well,
I don't think Tony Khan can fail. He's getting paid to put on another wrestling show.
Is he getting paid enough to make up for what he's lost?
But they brought it to him. He didn't ask for it. They asked Tony Khan to do it.
Well, Thunder was brought to Bischoff. So was 3 hours of Nitro. We know that.
Thunder was brought to Bischoff, but he wasn't being paid for it, and he had to use the same money to fund it.
And the same talent.
Tony Khan just needs help with booking and everything. If he had more help with booking, I would put more faith into it.
If I get another announcement about this show, I just can't.
That is another topic. They have done piss poor. I think it's stupid. Like announcement.
Yeah, because it doesn't make it special. It doesn't make it special.
Because case in point, after y'all finally got the first main event announcement, I think it's 4 announcements in a row now. No one cares.
Peace. Now we're gonna eat the birthday cake. Now we're gonna shit it out.
What's the next big announcement? The second match, the second main event. Like
it's like running down all 26 seasons of the Crockett Cup.
Exactly.
But is it Tony Khan making the announcements, or is it Tony Khan making the announcements?
I just think one announcement would have been fine.
Tony Khan still does not look comfortable with a microphone in his hands.
Well, it keeps it special.
It doesn't all come natural.
Skip a week, CM Punk announcement. Skip a week.
Nowhere
you won't believe this main event. Tune in this weekend. You won't.
And he's wearing gold shorts.
Yeah, but don't you just announcement. You got to build up.
And it's going to be for a new title, a new 3-man title.
You got to build up intrigue.
The all Wembley title. All right, moving on.
The collision, the 6-man collision.
That was a good demographic.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Devin.
Did you say the all Wembley title?
Yeah.
I like that. That's pretty good.
James, back to you. Stop reading.
Well, boy, Devin, you had our fans watching
I got
that
pissed.
one. Just calm down, Brad.
I feel like if Dynamite was in a better position, I'd have more faith in Collision.
Dynamite's fine. That's all they need.
Dynamite's not in a good spot right now.
And how about an occasional Rampage?
I think Dynamite Rampage is good.
Rampage is okay.
I agree.
I mean, it's only an hour. That's fine.
He's got a lot of people, man. You got
500,000 or less.
Okay, but how many y'all gonna watch the first Collision?
I am.
I'll watch it.
It's the first one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch all of it. It's just more.
But I'm not gonna watch the second one. Probably not. The third one. Probably not. The fourth one. Probably not.
The nerds
Let's
are gonna
just
watch,
be happy
bro.
they don't have a show on Thursday.
I watch Impact and New Japan. I don't watch it right now.
I just wish they had more storylines. I just wish Dynamite had more storyline.
By the way, shout out to Thea Hale. Go ahead, James.
I heard she won the.
She won the Royal Rumble. She's going for the championship.
Yeah.
That's Megan's girl, James.
Oh,
She's from Reese. Is it Rise Wrestling? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, she's from there. So
Oh, and we know a reporter from Rise Wrestling. Shout out Megan. Oh, I don't know if she has. Shout out Megan. I don't know. If
I did say Megan.
Yeah, I don't know if she has. Yeah.
She has it on her socials.
Yeah. But I will say, when we were talking about NXT earlier, we kind of skipped over Nikita Lyons. I can't wait till you come back. Miss you. Yeah.
I'm not mad about the new women's champion for NXT either. I'm not mad about that.
No, I like her too.
But hey, speaking of grilling, because we are on fire right now. What else on fire is Mike's Meat Minute. So, Mike, what you got for us this week?
Well, this week I am going to do a spicy meatball sub.
That's a one, a spicy and a meatball.
It's the
There we go.
Gabagoon.
So, and this one you can do several different ways. You can do just regular hamburger meat. You can do Italian sausage, or you can do 50-50 between them both. Mix them up to do your meatballs. So you mix all that meat together, do your meatballs. Then you want to take some chopped up, diced up, sliced up jalapenos. Throw them in the meat. Put some cayenne pepper in the meat.
Kai.
Like Kai?
Cayenne Thai.
I
Oh,
know
okay.
exactly what.
Like
Thanks,
Dakota
Mike,
Kai.
for correcting me on how to pronounce something.
Cayenne Thai. Yes.
That's the sweetest thing on this. Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah. Take all that stuff, mix it together, make your little meatballs. Throw them in, get your meatballs going. Then you do your spaghetti sauce. Add some jalapenos to your spaghetti sauce. A little bit of hot sauce. Spice it up. One thing you want to do, take some of that fresh pepperoni. And you want to bake that a little bit. Okay, get it going. You don't have to cook that stuff long. It don't take long to cook.
Yeah.
Then when you get everything done, you take your piece of bread. What is it? The hoagie bread, right? Take the hoagie bread, slice it up. You're gonna put your pepperoni on the bottom. Then you put your meatballs in there.
This must meatball.
Then you add your sauce.
And
And you throw on some Parmesan cheese. Once you do that, you want to throw in the oven for about another 5 minutes, just so you can get that cheese nice and melted.
Yeah.
Take it out, and boy, that's something good right there.
That sounds good, Mike.
It's not nice and spicy, kick you in the butt.
I like a good kick in the ass.
Tell you what, I had it for 2.5 days because I made it in one day, and we had so much leftovers.
Hey, a little too much, eh?
I do that.
I made way too much.
I'll eat stuff for 2 days too, like that.
I'm like, yeah, I'll eat 2 or 3 of them tonight, and I ate like 1. So, son ate 1. Like, I thought he was gonna eat 2, but it's good. But it's nice and good.
Then you got lunch for the next few days.
Mm-hmm.
Enthralling.
Damn right. So a spicy meatball sandwich or sub.
The gabagool.
That's a spicy meatball.
Meat. There's meat in there, Randy. Meat.
Wait, there's more meat.
It's in the name. No,
I had something I was gonna say. I changed my mind.
Yeah. What do you want to say, Brad?
I was like,
My father, what do you want to say?
no. No,
Yeah.
no, not like that. Just
Yeah.
more meat. More meat.
Oh, that got you all
Where's
excited,
the
didn't it?
Yeah.
Why
He
not?
likes more meat.
Yeah. Look at Devin.
Mm.
Shout out Brad. Me and you, bro.
Oh yeah.
Never
Fucking
eating on the show.
Devin,
You've eaten.
Adam,
You
y'all
had
fucking
pretzels
eating.
and like something else before, Mike.
I talk about Mike's Meat Minute, and they start eating.
Remember the pickle episode? Weird.
Nicholas,
Hey,
shout
Mike,
out
you
Nicholas
can-
Pickles. Mississippi.
All right, James, let's do this.
How about that?
What are we doing?
We don't know.
Next week is going to be an amazing episode. it will be the one that you will listen to as you're traveling to Top Guy weekend. But what is that episode going to be about? Well, I'll let the other guys tell you.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah.
Well, next week's episode, we are going to have an amazing one because we know you guys are traveling. You guys got that 2.5 hour flight or 3 hour flight. Some of y'all got a 6 to 12 hour drive.
I have an hour and a half drive.
Something besides Adam has an hour and a half. Something to listen to. So next week, we will have a very, very, very special episode. And what are we covering, Brad?
We don't know yet. So next, I'm not gonna keep doing this for a half
One of the
hour.
worst bullshitters I've ever seen in my life.
For real.
I tried.
I know how
You wanna
Brad
talk-
feels
you-
like.
What do you talk about? A blockbuster movie that has no plot, huh?
As much as y'all can
Jeez,
talk about and not
Hey,
talk about
So,
shit, that was the
so
worst.
what are we doing? Devin?
Yeah, for real. Devin, you got to throw your. Hey, what are we doing, Devin?
I
Yeah.
try to keep it up.
Look,
We
just
don't
go
know
ahead
what
and
the
tell them. It
Bottom
ain't no
line
big
is,
deal.
you guys already
Alright.
know.
Y'all can go ahead and tell them. Y'all act like it's a big secret.
You know what? I would
Hey.
rather them find out on Twitter because I think
No,
we
because-
get.
If they show
By the
up
time
next
this comes
week,
out, we already have it.
they get to hear us talk about,
All right.
And exactly, because this will drive traffic to our
and
Twitter.
that's why they need to be here.
Oh, see, I should have
Agreed.
done that. Why did I not steal Adam's gimmick and just
Yeah,
like,
why don't all y'all
sit
mute
here and talk?
yourselves? My favorite podcast will be every one of you muting yourselves. Hey, can we bid on being the host? Because I want to bid on being the host. Yeah, every one of y'all mute yourselves. This would be the best episode of all time.
Right. I owe Art a date at Top Gun Weekend.
R?
$5.50.
RG, shout
Yeah,
out.
RG. He paid.
Shout out,
paid
RG.
$5.51.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He doesn't
He doesn't listen, but we just
want to
shout out RG.
Because-
Shout out, Domino.
All the fine things he does for the TSA, because that's a real agency, and he'll know what that means if he listens to this.
Hey,
Thank
why
God he
don't
works
y'all
at a
pick up that
real
name we
agency.
just dropped?
Oh, by the way, we had one final question from Moose. Never mind.
Yeah. Why? That's my answer to that.
All right,
But
James, bring us home.
he does have such a sultry voice.
He does.
I think we've eclipsed our shit right here, and I think the tape machines are definitely running out of film, even though we're in the digital age, and we're not doing 1993,
We're out of time.
right? But shout out to next week, and just shout out. I hope everybody enjoyed this episode, and if you like what we're doing, check the archives, man. We're pretty funny, and I know you'll get a kick out of our show. But that being said, I really do think we had a fun time today. Shout out Josh Odom, shout out to his family, and definitely, the children he had and everything like that. It was fun to do this, man. It really was. Just like the live stream by FFP, this is fun stuff, So if you can, like we said, search Josh Odom on GoFundMe. And if you can give, please do. And if you can't, it's it's no sweat. Just keep the family in your thoughts and prayers and whatever, however you go about that. Because when all else fails, you know what I'm saying? Like it's fun to have fun, and it's cool to take your time off of a couple, or take your mind off a couple things, and just spend a little time not stressing, not having anything bog you down. So.
Well, hey James, we talked about FFP, also Efren too.
Yeah, that's true. Efren
Yeah, I
also.
can't forget about Efren, man. Love you, man.
The main event or game event. The game event on
Only on Premier Streaming Network.
That's true. PSN.
no
Yeah,
sponsor
sure
that's not sponsoring us. Wow.
We can't even get sponsored by fucking pencils. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. But yeah, man, I just wanted to give a little quick little go with that. And if oh yeah, I'm going to Devin next. So if there's something that you're watching, it just makes you fucking throw your arm randomly at your wall, hey, you don't need to do that. You just need to ease your mind with the Kick Out Crew. And some things you may be watching, and what is on tap these days, and what is popular. Well, that'd be something that you can go to Devin for, with Devin's demographic. It's at Devin D19. I'll do that again. That is something you go to Devin for at Devin. Devin's demographic D19.
Nah,
And yeah.
got it.
I'm chopping this one up and I'm throwing it on the skillet because I'm burning this shit down. And that's the type of thing you can do with Mike's Meat Minute at Whitaker 1028. And hey, he's gonna, stream some shit in your yard with some bonus episodes. So you can hit up Whitaker 1028 for all of that. And hey, we talked about clowns today. Well, some things in life are a joke, but how you can ease that bullshit is Jokes with Adam in the hottest rising segment in podcast today. That is Waka Waka Waka, and he is Adam_from_Bama.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah, indeed. And that is some money in the bank right there, Adam. And why not? Because things are going to be happening, and things are going to be like stressing you. And you're going to just want to be ranting. Well, then why not, turn to Brad Stanton? And he is at Yes Man Brad because, it's turned into a Yes Man fad that this guy knows what he's talking about because life hits you and, I think it's Seinfeld-esque, so I love it. But hey, sometimes Ranton Stanton gets it going and you don't know where it's going to be going. And, geez, well, I guess that's me. I am at James L. Corey. If you want to hear me fuck pretty much all of this up, you can follow me at James L. Corey. And there's a lot of spirit, I guess, on this because there's a spirit of 2 and the spirit of June. But you know what else it is? It's the spirit of you. Guess that's what it's really about. We do this show for us. Obviously, we have a great time, but we also do it for y'all. We do it for you. That's why we mean it's your show. You can hit play, hang out with your friends, and you know what else makes it your show? Your feedback. So if y'all want us to cover matches, you want a recipe, you got some topics, you got anything like that, let us know. I mean, my gosh, it's your show. Because why not? Why not reach out so we can help out? And you know what we do? We always kick out. Because when life gets you down, you know it, and I know it. Kick out it too. That's what we do. That's what you do. Because, hey, it's your show. We just happen to be here. You know the name of it. The Kick Out Crew. Want to thank everybody here. Had a great time tonight. And, hey, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Peace.